We live, baby.
We live.
And then also I know we live, but we gonna come up with the intro too. Saying welcome to the we might
Welcome to the welcome to the zone. Like the radio.
I forget what they be saying in Cleveland.
They
Radio
be
man.
the radio talk show hosts be going crazy. Like
Oh God.
they be so organized. Be so just it flows so well.
Can't believe you're not about to be home for 4th of July.
That's
Tough,
crazy.
right? It's the only reason why I think it's cool is because we about to go tubing, so it's gonna be lit.
I know.
Whole they like took work like major holidays they give us the day off, so whole staff about to just go kick it out the drum, all that. So should be
We just needed your bartending skills for real.
Like
so what?
Need them Long Islands again.
in case.
We gonna hit that this summer.
Guys, well, happy Monday. Back again
Monday.
with episode 5, right?
Wow.
Been doing this for over a month, so we appreciate everyone that has stayed with us. All the people, everyone's we picked up. 5.
Indeed.
5. That's crazy.
It is. It's flown by so fast. It's actually crazy to think about. Like, I was thinking about that at work today. I was like, damn, we're about to hit episode 5. We've been doing this for over a month, and it doesn't even feel like it.
Like
I was going through
it's
my
crazy
email,
because like
and I seen like the export for episode 1 like finished, and I got an email about it. I was like, that's crazy. It doesn't seem that far away.
tough. No, it's weird because like when I think about it, I don't remember how we even started. Like I don't remember like it.
Him just hit me one day randomly, like, you want to do a podcast with me and Lincoln? I'm like, yeah, I like to talk. Like,
This story's gonna age like fine wine. Like,
no, literally.
that's how our
Hopefully
kids
better.
like, yeah. Like one day, like you know, Cam hit me up like do a podcast, a live podcast. Like, just took off with that idea.
And that's how it goes. Cam's always dragging me in things that.
As I should. I'm the fun auntie. No, but I'm never gonna watch your kids, so don't ask me.
Wow. That's
ask
the part my friend Kim. That's funny because my friend Kim, she'd be like, "I'd rather you ask me for money than to watch your kids."
Bro, literally, like, you want me to watch your kid for an hour while you take a shower, or you want me to give you $600? You have the whole check for real, for real. Don't ask me to watch your kids.
Not the whole check.
I don't care.
That's funny.
I don't know. Like, it's just kids are just too much, you know.
Man.
Like I love them, but like don't get me wrong, I love Kataya, but I love when I can also drop her back off.
What? It's the best part, ain't it?
Literally.
You both feel like y'all had a great experience. Now it's time to leave each other.
Yeah, like because she gets to that end where she's fussy and angry too, and then I'm getting to that end because I'm getting fussy and angry with her. So I'm like, you know, it's just time to leave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back upstairs, time.
But the crazy thing about Cam and Dave is that they play into that. Like, I don't pay Kataya no mind.
Right.
Then she got upset because we wouldn't get in the
Go
pool.
ahead. Man, your sister was so mad because we went. Okay, so it was Granny's 95th birthday. Crazy. Not Granny, Grams. 95th birthday. And so Dad took over to the party, and so me and Kim stayed at the crib and was swimming. So then I pulled up to the party because gotta show face and said happy birthday. So she wanted to leave with me, and I'm telling her like, well, we already swam. We about to go. Took her to get ice cream. And she mad at me because I wasn't about to hop back in the pool.
And the sun had gone down, so it was like kind of cold. Like,
it was cold.
Right.
Like, girl, I just fed you ice cream. Like,
talking about like. We walk in the house, she walking up the stairs, headphones on, phone in her hand, just ignoring us. It's
Stomping. I know how she did.
I need a younger sibling. I'm like, girl, them days is over. You should have came.
Like, she said that to your dad, and I was like, yeah, those days are over.
That's it though. She learning, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take y'all to help shaping that. She gonna be tough like iron soon, you know.
But it's funny because that's how Sean was. Sean used to be like talk about one another sibling, and then look at it now. Like he hated Ty for a minute.
Yeah, I know that their bond's so unique, pretty cool actually.
Yeah, they like each other for real. They just don't want people to know it.
Yeah,
he cares about her. She cares about him.
But it's kind of like their love language though. You know, it's that hatred. in a weird way, and not even like it's real hate. It's just like false hate or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
me. That's how me and Jalen are.
You and
yeah,
Jalen are
In BG,
exactly,
different.
exactly.
best as a friends, but I swear when we got into Lorain County, that's when we was on each
Yep,
other's ass. But it's because like in BG we ain't have nobody else but each other, so
exactly,
so
exactly.
it's
And
like
that's how they feel when everybody's gone. They don't
yeah,
got nobody with each other.
beautiful family.
Yep. All right, let's bring it in. Start with the intro.
Oh,
Welcome to the Zone, fifth podcast. Who already said it? Malik Elijah in here. We ready to get deep. We ready to get locked in the zone. You know what I'm saying, baby? For sure, for sure.
I'll go next. Sorry, my bad.
You
You know,
good?
Kimmy 10K. Like I said earlier, we appreciate everyone that's stuck around, all the people that we've gained. We're really really excited for this journey. Every week is a new journey. We pick up new friends, we meet new people. Um, and just this whole experience has been crazy. Like I've already picked up so much from Malik and Marcala this past couple weeks. Like the book was the best thing you ever gave both of us. Like
Oh God.
greatest thing
And then
ever.
and just to say, I told him I will help pay for ads, whether it's Amazon, whether it's
Oh
YouTube, whether
yeah,
it's Instagram. Like, let's
Yeah,
get it out here,
definitely.
man. Let's sell a million
I
copies.
he deserves that.
I
Like he
had a
wrote such an
whole
amazing
You
like
know,
book.
exactly.
I was
I agree.
at LC just pulling the book out like, give me a number. Like
Hell
Yep,
it's
yeah.
fun
literally.
though. It's like questions to get people talking and
Yep.
understand.
And and people engage. People want to answer questions. Somebody said it the other day, blew my mind. They're like, when you answer questions, it reveals how you think. You
Yeah.
know, so if
Exactly.
somebody's yeah.
Exactly.
So if somebody's interviewing you, you kind of really get to see how you think because you get to answer those questions, see how it processes and all that.
Right.
That's how I felt. We was at the Fed on Friday. We was just at the Fed, like they were closing up and shit. But we were just kicking it with all of them and just asking them questions from the book and shit, like
Mhm.
You
chilling. It was
And then you
good.
never know what question's gonna strike somebody and have them thinking for the next couple days.
Right.
Literally
Like really, really, they
So
gonna sit with that.
like this
crazy.
the one of the girls that bartends up there, she was like, give me a number. And like no, she was like, this number's on my mind. So we gave it to her and she was
Yeah,
like, I forget what it was. But basically it was like it talked about one of her fears was not being able to have kids and like that kind
mm,
of hit me because it was like I don't you look at her and don't think like oh she
right.
wants kids like so I was like whoa it's crazy but I love
No,
that
for
about
sure, for sure. And the more you do it, the more like like I said, if y'all go to the YouTube, he does that with random people. You know what I'm
mhm,
Yeah,
saying? And people get carried away with it, especially when it's
yeah
when it,
especially when it hits deep like
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
really starts to
carried
make you
away.
think
Sure, it's a blessing for sure.
this
So yeah, this episode is brought to you by Corporate Smoke in Phoenix, Arizona. Um, it's all black owned, and I went to the first time I went to the house. It was a trap house, right? So I pull up to the house, and it's like in this neighborhood, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, man, this shit is crazy. I go to the door, side door. Somebody open the door. I walk in, dirty ass kitchen, beat up and shit. I'm like, what the hell? But then you get past the kitchen, and it's like they got glasses, glass little casings with weed in them and everything. I'm like, okay, they got the setup at least.
Mhm.
Week later, after I visit the trap house, week or two later, they got a whole like a complex, a building and shit. So now I gotta go through security. I gotta put my face through the face scanner, walk through the wall, wait for them to knock on. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like a whole process. So
He said,
shout out
"Trust the
corporate smoke.
process."
No, literally, literally.
Dude,
And
what is
we see
that
y'all.
what is
What?
that a water
It's
bottle
just yeah, it's just a water bottle. I be taking all these stickers and just be stabbing them everywhere.
As he
oh I'm
said,
gonna say send that to me I like that
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. But yeah, it's just stickers. But I'm gonna send that to you for sure. Like I said, shout out to them because I've been seeing them grind, and I really do appreciate that. It's all black owned, young black men, niggas who rap, niggas who do this, and it's like it's love. I respect that and all of that. So when y'all come out here, we'll go.
and we'll also make sure to put that link in the YouTube underneath the
Sure.
YouTube. So if y'all want to go shop for you and AZ, go shop for them. Sure.
Um,
Always support black-owned businesses, guys.
like mama, yeah. Come on. All
all
right, boo,
right
let's get it.
Let's
so
get it.
this episode we're talking about mental health but of course I want to ask Malik Elijah about what he thinks of the overturning of Roe's Wade and I told you before we even started I want to know the real answer because I
For
don't
sure.
want no political what you nah I
Right.
want to know what you think
For sure. And so disclaimer, just for everybody, I have no research behind this. I have nothing. Please don't listen to me as if I'm anybody of importance. I'm not Dr. Fauci telling you to get the COVID. I'm just Malik saying what I think, right? And so one, I barely even know the case. I don't know much about going on, but what I read was depending on the state, they have different terms. So, and I think it was Texas or Ohio, 6 weeks, right? When
Ohio
I
heartbeat
sat,
state.
everyone time.
Ohio's a heartbeat state.
Okay. And so like I don't even know like how deep it goes in the term. But when I think about it, I'm like this. I'm like, anytime anybody tells me about abortion, I'm thinking like, what is best for the child? Fuck everything else. What is best for the child? If these people feel like they're not ready, please let them abort mission, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I kind of think about it. And so one thing that kind of tripped me up was with the 6 week thing. Like I'm like, yo, like people don't even be paying attention to that until they like what happened with me and mine was like it happened at like 5 weeks. And it's because we had a weird conversation. Like I ain't pulling out. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that we kind of caught it at that time. But other people who aren't that aware and ain't that, they're gonna miss that quick. You know what I'm saying? And so it made me think like that's not good, you know what I'm saying? What you mean? Like, after I didn't know 2 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, and now it's too late? Like, what do you how does that make sense? So, in general, I think it's bigger than anything, it's a statement from the US government. It's a statement from the Supreme Court telling us something, about what it is about a body, you know what I'm saying, about us in general, about us populating, about the female body, about what they think about choice, about what they think about, you know what I'm saying, raising children in this society. They're kinda just saying, like, once you past this trimester, it's on you now. You got to take care of this kid. And so, biggest thing, like I said, I took away from it is this a statement from the U.S. Supreme Court telling us, you know, what I'm saying, kind of this we're constricted. We're starting to tighten down on things from the gas prices, from the fucking COVID. If you've seen once how everything's been playing out since 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2020, leading into 2024, kind of like we going, we're not going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And this kind of like really puts a stamp on it unless there's just something that they see that we don't see. And so I didn't want to give you no political answer, but in general, I think that's what it is. It's like it's a statement. They're trying to tell us something, and bigger than that, maybe they know something about it that we don't. Maybe they want more people to have kids. Maybe they're saying like they're trying to scare people away from even having sex. Maybe they're trying to stop us from populating. Like I look at it and I look a little deeper because think about everybody who's posting this. Who's it really? Who is really most affected? I don't see a lot of men being very like Roe versus Wade, like they're not really, but a lot of women are like, yo, like what's really going on? And so, end all be all, I think it's that, and I want to know what y'all think too, cause that's that. Like I said, I went through mine, and I felt like I wasn't ready for that, and I know there's hella people who are younger and older who know that they're not ready too, but if you get past that point, then it's too late, and that's not good, for sure. Damn, Roe versus Wade. So, what do
Yeah.
y'all think though? What do y'all think? Like just general thoughts.
Um, I think like everyone, most women think like you can't tell me what I can do with my body, but it's like what you said. Most people don't. If you're not aware, like a lot of women, like myself, are irregular. Like by the
Right,
time 6 weeks, that's nothing. Like
right,
that's sad for me. Like if 6 weeks, I only have 6 weeks to make that choice, then I'm screwed because
right.
I don't know. My body isn't on a regular system like that. But I think I think it's terrible. I don't think you should be able to tell me what I can and can't do. And I've seen a lot of people that say like, oh well, there's foster care, there's adoption, and all that extra stuff. But there's a lot of things that go behind foster care. Like there's a lot of kids that are abused in foster care, and people don't care about that. They aren't saved like that, and you're just making more traumatized people. And I know a lot of people that went through the system and are traumatized. So I don't know.
Tough. It's
It's
tough. And
very tough. Like it's not one answer. It's not safe sex. Stop having sex. Stop. I seen someone say stop having sex with temporary people, but it's like what we talked about before. Like you don't once you have a baby with someone, once you people change all the time. It's not about
yeah.
having sex with temporary people. I don't.
Right. Sometimes you don't know they're temporary until something like this
Right
happens.
until you're forced to make life changing decisions like this. Until you're forced to have a baby with someone like people's true colors actually come out doing that. So
Sure.
it's
Cool. What's up?
Uh,
What you think?
Well, I mean, I definitely agree with Marcela. Like she said, like to start with, like there's no reason that men, specifically 75-year-old men, should be making decisions for women's bodies. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's messed up, and it's like our foster care system's already super overflowed. Like it's super full already. There's no, and then like it's so hard to adopt a child nowadays too. Like so it's like it's such a it's such a hot mess in that situation. You know, like it's overflowing with kids. So you have to take years and lots of money to adopt a kid. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then just in general, you know, like the fact of like if women are raped, they're forced to have that baby, and especially like I hate to even go here, but as young as like women as young as like 11 or 12, as soon as they get their periods, like imagine like your daughter or someone like that gets raped, and I hate to even paint that picture in someone's eyes, but like she has to have that baby, and that's a child giving birth to a child. That's not cool. It's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
And it's messed up, and like you said, in your situation, like being responsible, like okay, even if you're abusing protection, condom breaks, your girl still gets pregnant. You guys can't afford a kid. You know what I'm saying? And like that, and like you don't want to bring a child into this world where you can't afford it because that's just not fair to the child. That doesn't make that gives the child a disadvantage in life from the start. That's fucked up. So I just feel like it's definitely a control thing. That they want to be in control, and they feel like this is the best way to control people because, like you said, it's population control. Essentially, you know what I'm
It
saying?
is. And so, like, I don't want to get in here because I don't, like I said, like, I hate when I talk about things and I don't know enough because then
Yeah,
it's like I don't feel comfortable really talking about it. But when we get into what's to come for you, like, they're 15, 20 years ahead of us, you know what I'm saying? But they give us a little nail. They give us a little like when Peter Griffin, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh,
yeah,
piece of, like they literally are leading us somewhere to a closet so they shut the door, whatever it is. So I'm thinking 15 years from now, like if this is the decision in 2022, where we're supposed to be free, we're supposed to be liberal, we're supposed to be, like optimistic about the future and this and that, then it's like, 10 years from now, if they continue to make decisions like this, we're gonna be like almost in a box in a cage. And so
yeah.
Wes said it when I was on my live stream the other day and kind of was talking about how we're like livestock, and it's like I know y'all seen the videos of like cows getting harmed and fucking
Yeah.
whatever when they're on and then if you picture that in a scale of us, like the population and kind of in that same entrapment, but made to feel more free so that we could, do more, whatever. Then it's like I said, 2020, 2030, we're gonna be looking at like world one ruler in the whole world, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. Like we're leading towards a lot of with this decision, I think it kind of turns it into something. So I'm interested to see like how us as optimistic young people like turn this into something good, or we turn it into some, or we let it pass and don't stand up and fight for what it is. And I'm not saying protest, and I'm simply saying speak about it. I'm simply saying create those ideas and replace the
Yeah.
ideas in other people's heads so we can kind of get like a united consensus about what's kind of going on in the world. So,
But that's why I hate when people like this is why you vote, and I'm
all right.
like like the way Congress is. It's the Congress is literally like if I remember right from my literally they make a decision. That's it. Obviously, it has to get like signed by the president. That, but I'm pretty sure they can. If I remember right, they have more power technically when it comes to laws
No,
than the president does. That's bullshit. Like so, like even if I did fucking vote for the right person, either which there really is no right person at this. All that shit's fucking corrupt. That's for another time. We'll get into that later. But you know what I'm saying?
right,
Like it's just like
right, right.
I don't know. It's just I hate when people say like this is why you vote. Like
No,
our vote doesn't
uh,
fucking matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
and that's where but your voice does, right?
Yeah,
And that's why, like, if I take a next step into my personal branding, it's gonna be we speak, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like we talk about this, not them. Fuck what they're talking about. We talk about it, so we could come to the general consensus. Because if we, the population, come to general consensus through some medium, the zone where we're at right now, where we
yeah,
kind of talk about these things, issues, and then it comes together and we're all on a united front. It doesn't matter what they got to say. It don't matter what decision they make. It don't matter because we, as a people, are doing it. So it's illegal, but
definitely.
the whole world is doing it. How you gonna stop everybody from the world? Like there's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that's could happen or
No,
whatever, but
but that's definitely
that,
it.
you know,
But you can never take away that First Amendment's freedom of speech. You know. and that's the one thing that I think that we as a people need to use more and utilize that, because no matter what you do, they can't shut you up. You know what I'm saying? They can't
Mhm.
stop you from spreading your word, spreading your thought on it. Obviously, and even right to protest, which is like one thing that kind of like gets like very like how you said, like it's hard, it's kind of hard to protest because like you have the right to, but then like they draw a lot of lines, stuff like that. But
Mhm.
your voice can never be shut down.
And that's what we need more than anything, moving forward is that like us even talking about it is enough because we get these 5 people, 10 people, 15 people who are gonna watch this and kind of like get to think about it. What
Yeah,
is your opinion on Roe versus Wade? What is your opinion on abortion? Do you think that baby should be, when is a baby a baby? When should it be, terminated? This, that, and the third. How should it be killed? Because I feel like maybe mothers now are gonna start taking more desperate measures. You know what I'm saying?
oh
Like, and
definitely.
Oh yeah,
it's-
definitely.
At home
who wants to see
abortions,
who wants to see the pregnant lady 3, 4 months at the bar getting fucked up,
trying to kill
like
the baby.
hammered, you know what I'm saying? And then we
Yeah,
kind of like that fucks your brain up. Even
yeah,
even getting an abortion from what I'm told kind of messes with you like
no,
a
definitely.
woman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to be mama grizzly bear and I, let one of mine go type deal. So it's like
Yeah,
it's interesting.
definitely.
It's real interesting.
Well, and then like also like with situations like that, like say okay, you trying to drink your baby to death, your baby doesn't die, ends up with fetal alcohol syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Or ends up just fucked up from the alcohol. What if you try to get an at-home abortion, you fuck the baby up and yourself up and still carry that
And
baby to full
yourself,
term? You know what I'm saying? And then not
no,
even that, then you have moms dumping babies because they simply, you know what I mean? Like they can't do it, you know? And then you have babies dying in dumpsters, getting eaten by. It's such a like a thing that unravels about how fucked up it all is. Like, kind of makes you think like,
yeah,
damn, like this is gonna be. It's like how you said, like, where the fuck are we gonna be at 30, like 10 years from now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
literally, literally.
it
And then
like scares you somewhat.
yeah, and so is it like, are they gonna tell us when we're allowed to have babies? Are they gonna just like you have to sign a law to get a gun? Are they gonna make you do a background check to have a baby?
Yeah,
Which I don't think is a crazy bad idea, but then
no,
again,
it's not.
think about the power that it would give them. Now they're like, "Oh, you can't have a baby because you can't," so now they're really
Yeah,
under population control. But like, I seen a little girl, probably like 6, 7, 8, 9, one of those, probably like 8, 9, was carrying all the groceries because her granddad, pop, whatever, was in a wheelchair and they was racing to catch the bus. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, imagine the life of this little girl. She probably
crazy,
is Matilda. Probably running around cooking, cleaning. You gotta do everything for herself,
literally.
you know what I'm saying? In this world, in this crazy ass world, and no matter where she's staying, all of that thing. So it's like it's really tough to think about, but it's kind of like it is that thing. Like we could literally, I'm not saying we can speak a new existence into the world, but it's like just us talking about it. Our kids probably are less likely to go through something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We're gonna put them in position to kind of be in a better place and moving forward. I think that's what it got to be. I'm not here to preach this like world global, you know what I'm saying, whatever, but like we really do need to unite on a united front as people, and there needs to be a medium in which we can communicate to everyone so that we can kind of move forward. Because, like I was
yeah,
saying in my podcast, how the hierarchy of needs, I think it's Pavlov's, Maslow, whatever. It's like basically like you got to survive first, and then you can start to go to like transcending into the fucking the outer world. So it's like we learn how to survive as a people. We're not in huts no more. We're not hunting that like that no more. Then after that, we had to go to the next step, next step, next step. So now we're in this stage of belonging. And I believe that that's where we're at. We're trying to figure out how we all can coexist and feel like no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, you are a part of this united front type deal. Um, and yeah, so I think 2030, if we talk enough, come 2030, we can build more of a united front than there would have been if we didn't talk. And I think that's
yeah.
the power of us not talking. So yeah, that's what that is. Boom. Roe versus Wade. That shit.
Um,
I'm surprised at how crazy it shook up the world. Like I didn't know that it was going on. That they
mean,
were
best thing
voting
no
on that.
one did. Like I didn't either, and but also like I'm one of those people though who like I purposely will not keep up with political things. 'Cause
Right.
it's depressing, like that shit take a fucking toll on you. And but then like when that happened, I remember just being at work and this lady like last week, this lady came in like who actually worked at the site that I was working at, and she just came in and she's like they overturned Roe v. Wade, and I was just like fuck, actually like I didn't process till I got in the car to leave, and I was like oh my god, like that's gonna be such a hot fucking mess. You know what I'm saying? Like she said
Mhm.
it so calm, and like no one was surprised obviously because they knew it was coming, but I'm just like I don't know.
It's difficult. So one thing that kind of like that stunned me when I first thought about it was, and that made me think like, oh, maybe this isn't so bad. is that they were at least thinking about. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Ooh, hold
Right.
on, real quick. Well, I know. We can get into it. But I was thinking about like when I first was reading about it, they're like, after 6 weeks you can't do it. See, I thought they took it out completely. I thought
Yeah.
they were like every state no abortion. Like I'm like, damn, like that's fucked up. But then I read it and they're like 6 weeks. They're like 15 weeks. This. So I'm like, okay, it's in place. There, it's in proper place, but it just type deal.
But like you said, the only reason
So
why it
so
sucks is because like
They
people
left
like
it
you,
up.
like and like how Marcala said, like what if like every woman's body shows pregnancy different. There's women who
right,
haven't known they were pregnant for 3 months. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can
Like,
still get your period while you're pregnant.
yeah, like
Like,
shit like
right,
that. So like you getting your period, you're like, oh, I got my period, I'm not pregnant. Couple weeks later, you start to feel something like you know what I'm saying? Like that shit's crazy as fuck. And
man,
at that point, like you're at that point you've been kicking it, going to the club every weekend. You don't fucking know. You
literally,
didn't
oh
not knowing
god,
you're pregnant, and you just gotta have that fucking baby, knowing that it's probably gonna. Like I saw a good post the other day. It kind of said how like it was like I'm expected to deliver or have my child at full birth, knowing that like it developed not having the proper organs, so it's never gonna properly be able to fucking live outside my stomach. Like you have to have that baby. So you basically have to
uh,
put yourself through an even more traumatic thing of giving birth to a stillborn baby or giving birth to a baby that's never gonna live. So you spend 9 months bonding with this baby for no reason,
mm,
just to be traumatized. You know what I'm saying? Like,
tough, tough.
and it's sad to think like you be pregnant as fuck just wishing for a miscarriage. Like that's a horrible thing to think about, but like it's it's fucked
So
up. And then like you can't be like ungrateful. Like you don't want to say you can't be, but it's hard to be ungrateful about being pregnant because you have women who can't have babies. You know,
right,
and they would do anything to be in your position. But it's one of those things where it's like I'm not ready for a child. Like I could not imagine having a child at right now my age. Like
it's like it just turns into a life of sacrifice, like that, and that's
literally,
how I kind of see it. Are you ready to sacrifice everything? You know what I'm saying? To kind of become that. Some people might say that it's not that bad, but in a general sense, that's how I go into it. Like, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot. I'm gonna have to
yeah.
sacrifice my big dreams and goals. I'm gonna have to sacrifice me traveling the world. I'm gonna sacrifice some of these things just so I can tend and care and nurture my child.
Like kind of like
Real quick, go. I was
just,
about to talk about that question.
no, just real quick, but kind of like how like our moms had to like at 19 they had a
Right.
kid. They had to just put their whole life on hold. All like they're like you know what I'm saying? Like when you're 19, you want to kick it, go out every weekend, party, sleep in. You know what I'm saying? Like blow your money on a bunch of BS. Like, but at 19 they literally had to sacrifice everything. Obviously, like I'm always forever thankful for it because you know they gave us amazing
Right.
lives. But like I couldn't imagine having to have that strength at 19.
And that discipline.
Yeah, like
You
that's
know,
to raise all them kids
can't
is crazy.
can't fold. So the kids' lives depend on it. And then
Literally.
you either suffer the consequence or you pay the rewards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You either have great children who like help you out later in life, or you have terrible children who like expose you for what you are. And that's why I want to tell people all the time is like get your relationship with your children right before they grow up and expose you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
Kids
you're gonna be
know.
looking like a clown. You know? And then grown like they remember. Grown
Yeah.
people remember.
They
You
start
know what
putting
I'm
shit
saying? So
together.
yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And you know what I mean? All right, can you read that question real quick? Because I kind of
Yeah.
want to.
Please describe to me what the subatomic frequency of life is in the context of life being able to vibrate only for yourself.
All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a little trick, which I'm sure everybody learned in school. And this is the last. He asked me a crazy question when I was on live too, and the thing I did was you break it down into what is he asking really, right?
Thank
So
you.
he wants us to describe what the subatomic frequency of life is, right? We're gonna say that right there. So subatomic frequency. I don't even know,
It's like
to
a
be
math
honest.
question
I
you're
don't.
breaking down.
I know, right? But
atomic frequency, like
but that's it. But that's
oh,
how I try to layer because like if you go to the live, you'll see he asked some crazy ass questions and like you had to break down each part, every word that he said, so that you can because he's painting a picture with the question, but you have to break it down so that you can see it incomplete. You know what I'm saying? So the subatomic frequency of life. All right, let's just say frequency of life. Um, it wait, see, and then he says, and that's why it's so confusing because then he of life in the context of life being able to vibrate only for yourself.
Ray, can you come translate this, please?
So and I feel like last time he said he didn't even know how he said it, but basically what I'm thinking is, um, frequency of life, if we're talking about an individual, like, we'll just say refers to your development, your growth, your ability to channel what it is that you are, your essence, and turn it into something, whether that be high frequency or low frequency. Meaning like, you know what I'm saying, either you're vibing at a high rate or you're vibing at a low rate, right? So subatomically, I always thought, I know I said this before, that if you zoom in far enough, you'll get back to where we are right now,
Mhm.
which is the world where we're viewing from right now. So if I zoom out, I'll go outer space, I'll go through the galaxies, I'll go boom, boom, boom until I become an atom and I shrink back and then I turn into myself again, right? And this is just a microcosm, macrocosm type deal. So subatomic, meaning that, and I'm sorry if this is getting too much, but subatomically, I think that we are all atoms that create the entire existence. So let's say each individual that lives on Earth is just a cell of God's body, right? So we are the subatomic, we are the individual frequency of the different portion of the body. Um, but being able to vibrate only for yourself, I think that is just talking about like again how we get into like um your frequency is dependent upon your ability to change that frequency, right? So it vibrates solely for you, meaning that depending on high or how low you go, um, I don't know, it doesn't affect other people. So Ray, thank you for that crazy ass question because I love like mind benders like that, where it's like it's not so much that it's a crazy hard question to answer as much as the way that it was worded is like challenging to dissect, so to say. So
Shout
cool.
out to Dookie Draws.
Dookie draws. All right,
Shout out to
so
Doogie.
no. I was about to start getting into the mental health thing.
Let's
Um,
dive into that.
yeah.
So,
So today, no, go ahead. So, so today we just kind of want to get into mental health a little bit after going over the Roe v. Wade. We kind of just want to just break it down, the topic in general. Where do we see it? Where have you seen it? How do you see it within yourself? You know what I'm saying? Is it that big of a deal as people make it seem? Is it not that big of a deal? Like, so getting into it, is there anything like general things that y'all have learned about mental health, like along the way? Is there anything that you like really want to speak about?
ooh, I think it's important to recognize, um, like when you're not yourself and trying to early on. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I can tell when I'm not like there mentally or I'm not in a
Mm,
good space mentally because like I start to fall back from people and I start to get into like bad not bad habits but bad habits. So it's like so I try to recognize that and then try to pull myself back and get back to the space that I am at mentally where I feel better and I feel good for myself. But it's hard to recognize sometimes because there's a lot of times where I didn't recognize it, but like I was doing the same things, like falling back from people and isolating myself, but I didn't know that I was like not like I wasn't in a good space mentally, but there was a lot of times where like Aaliyah would tell me like, "Oh, you're not yourself," or "You're not. What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine," but she's telling me like, "No, you're doing this," and she's like helping me recognize. So it's like now I can tell when I'm not in a good space. So I think it's important for people to recognize those like tell signs, I guess. But so I think
So I'm
what
just curious as like how how deeply embedded do you think that is? Do you think that's a result of like issues, past trauma, or is that more like environmental thing? Like you're kind of like getting tired of like going through the same motions and like kind of you
so
know
like do you mean like me like the things that I do when I'm not, like, in a good space mentally or, like, what
right or
caused
like yeah, what caused you to kind of get in that space?
I think it's life, honestly, like, there's times when it's, like, I'm going through it with, people or I'm, like, life is just too much, like, I got a lot on my plate and I'm trying to figure. Because 'cause I'm the type of person, like, I wanna figure it out on my own, so, like, I need to figure it out on my own, so if I'm going through something and it's too much to handle, I'm not gonna tell nobody that. But like, so I'm trying to figure it out all on my own. So it's like hitting me, but I'm trying to stay strong and I want to get everything done, but like, and it's like what we talked about before, like kind of like disappointment for me. Like it's like the fear of disappointing people. So it's like I have so much things I want to accomplish or do, so it's like hitting me, but and I don't know how to like release things like and focus on one thing at a time. So I'm focused on a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what I think that's what causes it. And like I said, like relationship with people, going through it with people, and yeah,
So, and what you're describing almost seems like, in a sense of mental health, it's like trying to mentally compartmentalize everything in your life. And when
mm,
you're not taking each individual thing and placing it where it needs to go within a filing cabinet, it's like
yeah,
there's paper everywhere. Yeah.
yeah. It's like it feels like clutter everywhere. Like
Mm.
I have this to do, I have this to do, I have this to do, I got this to do, and I got to do this, and I got to do this, and then also it's a lot, but so it's like that, like it feels literally feels like that. It feels like clutter, like it's like because lately, like I've been staying up till like 2 in the morning, and I know why, like because it's like I have so much going on in my mind that it's like racing, and I can't sleep because I have so much going through my mind. So it's like that's how it's like helping me recognize like, oh yeah, you're not like mentally, you're not in a good space. So
Like the episode of
that
SpongeBob, he got he's inside his head just
yeah,
running around, the files burning and
yeah, like
shit.
it literally just piles on like, oh I gotta do this, and then I'm like, oh I gotta do this, and it's like yeah. But it's like I know, like, that I'm not there mentally right now, so it's like, okay, what can so I'm trying to get myself back by doing things that help me, like spending time with people, spending time with doing things that I like. I've been going to the gym more, so it's like I said before, that helps me, but it's just that like I'm recognizing like, okay, yeah, you're falling back into a place that you don't want to be.
Mm. No, that's tough. And I think it's also like that. That's something that I don't know how that is like relates between, since we're blood, and if that is like chemically, or if that's kind of like, it's different per person, or if everybody kind of goes through that. Where it's like there is just so much where you feel like you can do, you should do, you could be doing, but it's like won't stop going on in my brain. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I
And
think
then
that's a
like
part of
do you I guess I want to say, 'cause, we're black and we, essentially grew up the same way. Do you also isolate yourself when you have a lot going on?
Man, what? So my biggest thing is like you see with Ty is like something about my understanding of myself gets so frustrated with myself. It's like
Mm,
I'm not mad at I could be mad at it could be a lot going on in my head, and the only person that I'd be mad at is myself. Like there's
right.
nobody else that's it like has this problem, right? And so it's like what one thing that I see myself doing is like if I get in that situation, I try to run away as fast as I can to be alone so I can sit with that and then kind of like
Mm.
re-energize, bring myself to life. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you're with somebody and I keep fucking up, I keep doing dumb shit, and I keep frustrating myself, then it's like I feel like I need to get away from you because I need to kind of like find it. I need to find a way to feel like I can be good in your company rather than dragging you down.
It
Saying,
dragged me. Yeah, exactly. So that's how I am. Like that's why isolation is really a big thing for me because I don't want to feel like I'm dragging you down. If I'm not there mentally, I don't want to be the reason why you're also not there mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
right.
that my energy is dragging you down. Like I hate that. So like I would tell people well, I don't tell people, but I I go ghost and I don't answer my phone and I don't answer nothing and then it hurts people because they think like they did something to me, but really it's just I need to get back to me and I need to focus on me and it has nothing to do with you. Like I'm not mad at you, but I just
they
need
can't
to
take it personal.
yeah. So like me and Aaliyah had a whole like we go through this a lot. Like for me, I understand when people are going through something and they need space. Like I understand that. She didn't really understand that, so we had couple not I wanna say arguments, but talk about it. Like I recognize when you need space and I don't take it personally, but I need you to recognize when I need space and it has nothing to do with you. So we had a long talk about that. So it
One thing I
was
had to
but it
recognize in
which
Marcala.
huh?
That's one thing I had to realize to do. Like
Yeah,
at first we used to take it personal too, but then like I realized,
like
just
that's
just give her her day. She gonna be cool
mhm,
But
tomorrow. Like,
And once you get it, you get it, you know? Once you
yeah,
understand, like, that she just needs 24 hours. She
that's
just needs
it.
5, 10 minutes to kinda, like, be in her own head, and then she'll get
Yeah,
out of that, and then it's like one thing that I kinda, like, threw me off when you said about Aaliyah is, like, I love when people tell people about themselves, but at the same time, that's kinda what I went through in high school with, like, the whole ADHD thing was, like, people would tell me about myself, and, like, at a certain point, you reflect, and you're like, "Wait, like, who am I then?" You know what I'm saying? Well,
yeah,
who
But
you know, if you keep telling me I'm this way, and am I supposed to be that way, or am I supposed to be, you know? And so that kinda like I'm not saying it threw me off, but it's important for people to tell you about yourself. It's important for people to kinda, like, let you know when you're in a great space, when you're not in a great space. I find myself at work where, like, some days I won't talk to no like, I won't even talk. Other days,
yeah,
I'm booming, I'm
yeah,
intro, you know, and so it's kinda like that introvert, extrovert type thing.
yeah,
yeah,
It's a part of us, you know, and then the need to retreat is just we don't want people to feel this energy.
right. You
yeah,
know,
We want people to feel our positive
the
energy.
energy,
yeah,
yeah, the energy that we're so used to give. That's why it's always so like hard for people to see me in that type of space or not see me like always happy go lucky or whatever. Like I'll be at work and the older dude I work with, like if I'm not talking and I'm not like, he's like, "What's wrong with you today?" I'm like, "I just don't want to be here right now." Like,
motherfuckers know.
yeah,
Motherfuckers
I'm at
know.
work.
Literally.
Like I've been working all day. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like I'll know immediately in the chat. You know, Marcala get in the chat talking shit immediately if she having a good day, if she in her mood. You know what I'm saying? Especially to me,
yeah,
like we'll just sit and talk shit to each other all day. But then like, you know,
and be
she
dry.
like, yeah, she'll give me one word responses. Sometimes she won't even respond, which actually she's gotten better about at least giving like the one word responses, like you know, like nah
Right.
or okay, just like stuff like that. But
But it's crazy though. No, I was just gonna say it's crazy because if you ask Lil Dave about me, he'll tell you the same thing that you're saying
yeah,
about Markayla though. You know, we're like he'll just know. Like some days it ain't. Leave that
Yeah,
nigga alone.
yeah. But that's fair to ask too. I think some people like take that shit so personal. Like
mhm,
I was telling this girl the other day, like not the other, like a week and a half ago, I think we were hung out or whatever. And I was like, you know, like I was like, I have my days where I'm gonna just need my day. You know what I'm saying? Just
right.
like let me just have my day. And she was understanding about it because she's like I'm the same way. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's
Yeah,
healthy to like to give someone their time. So like you said, energy transfers. You don't want feel like you out here. I'll never forget because one day I was sitting there with Lil Dave. I had like smoked and this shit made me really anxious, and I was sitting there bouncing my leg, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of my room, anxious ass nigga!" Like, first of all, bitch, I'm trying not to cry over here and just freak the fuck out. You out here yelling at me, but
not get on my
you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, like, if I'm feeling anxious, like, I don't like to go places because I'm like, damn, like, or like the first day of class, I was like, I know these kids feel my anxious ass energy, like, you know what I'm saying? But then it's just so crazy because like I don't know. It's like they calm me down. It's really weird. Like this, the kids like they don't know, but they calm me the fuck down. Like it's crazy. But even like I think Friday I had a bad day at work. Like just I was just like one of the you just wake up just in one of those moods, and that was a challenge for me because usually like luckily I'll have those days and I'll be off of work. But this time I was like, damn, I
Right.
gotta fucking go outside and do this today. So I went to work. I just tried my best to have a good day, and like I said, the kids made it a little better. But once I got home, I was like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. You know, like I want this day to be over with. And that night, I actually like let Marcella made me leave the house, and that was like one of the things where like I didn't want to do, but once again, like just being around that positive energy helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like we went out
Yeah.
international, got food, went out to the Feb, got drinks and stuff like that. So like, but
And sometimes you need some other people's energy to kind of
yeah,
help you get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's them telling you like, nigga, get it together, or them bringing that like that laughing energy, bringing some
yeah,
smile, bringing
right.
something that like something that just like I can't be mad in the face of this.
yeah,
I can't be like just angry and pissed off. Like I gotta sit. I gotta get out of this real.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
kind of why it's like I always say like um when when I'm not at that place like that, all I ever want to do is be around like y'all, my brothers, and like cause it's like that energy. I'm feeding off that good energy, and I know like I'm gonna be good after that. But I moved away.
Or we gonna dog you, and then you're just gonna be mad.
all
Not
right,
doggy.
You know? But that's kinda that thing though, like, that's where the energy comes from is, like, our playfulness with each other and, like,
But
because if we didn't say anything to each other, then, it'd be bland, it'd be dry. If you and Jalen ain't talk shit to each other, then, it'd be there's a lot of, like, love when there's love, but there's a little bit of fun when there's, like I'm not gonna say hate, but when there's, like,
tension.
that antagonist, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Somebody is bringing that to light. So,
So
oh,
Levi,
I want to.
I got a question for you real quick
Go,
before
go,
we go on. But
go.
so like towards you, like men and mental health, like how do you feel like about how do you feel about asking for help? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like when you're in that dark place and you're like, damn, like have you ever been in that dark place where you're like, dang, I need to reach out for help, you know what I'm saying? But like
right.
I don't want to feel like weak, you know what I'm saying?
So I think it's like for me, like I feel like I've never been depressed, and if I have, it's been for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, because there's something in me that doesn't allow myself to soak in that. There's something in me that doesn't allow me to, like, just stay in that place, and so it looks different for a lot of us, and so maybe I'm speaking ignorantly, like, I'm just saying that, but there are times when I, like my actions show that I am depressed, but, like, in my head, I'm like, "I'm not there, I'm not there, I'm not there." So it's like I've never gotten to a place where I felt like I couldn't handle the world anymore, I couldn't do it, I needed help, like, I've never gone that low and never seen the light and never seen the purpose of life, you know? And I think that's one of the things that that with the ADHD, kinda like just I'm focused on something, you know what I'm saying? If it's not the Netflix series I'm about to knock out in 2 days, then it's the music. If it ain't the music, then it's the money, and if it ain't the money, then it's some small thing that I just focus on every day, and that's one thing that me and Wes talk about a lot is, like, he calls me like a girl because he like, females love to go out, have fun, get nails done, go to drinks, go vacation, go this, da, 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 and I'm like, for me, it's all about the experience, all about the newness. As long as there's something new in life, I never feel like Imma be depressed. I never feel like I can't handle what's going on in this world, you know? And so and I don't mean to speak for all men because I was talking about it earlier. I'm like, my granddad has never first time I seen him cry is when his mom died, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only time I seen him cry. Only time I ever seen him show any emotion besides, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. So, in my mind, I just feel like I have a good mind to handle things. Like, I have a good outlook on life. I think that's what a lot of people don't have is a good outlook or an appreciation for life, you know? And then with that comes this depression, you know? If you're stuck in the same cycle for 2, 3, 4 years, it's only right that you're gonna feel a little depression because that's kind of your body saying, come on, like we either gotta figure this out or we're gonna be stuck like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For the next 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, however long you're gonna live. So if you're not fine, so again, getting it back into the thing, it's like with mental health for men, I think it's like for those who aren't suitable, for those who aren't finding and living in their passion, living in their purpose, living in this and that, they're going to be depressed and they're going to need help. They're going to need help to get out of this certain things, you know. They're going to feel like the world isn't theirs, like they can't do anything, like they don't want to do anything, like this negative, non-optimistic way of living. Um, but I don't know, like, Chewy, for example, for us, like, he has a whole different mind than me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he has a whole different appreciation for life, you know? What makes him happy doesn't make but I'm not saying it doesn't make me happy, but
Yeah. But
we have different things that make us
different
tick.
likes.
I love to travel, like,
Yeah.
as long as I'm in a different state, I feel like I'm alive. I feel like, I was telling, whoever I was talking to about, like, as long as you turning down the same street, as long as you turning down Pleasant, as long as I turn out I can drive through OB with my eyes closed, you know?
Yeah.
I come out here, it's a new street, it's a new house,
Yeah.
new
It's
person,
something
new
new
place,
every
new
day.
building,
Yeah.
new everything, you know what I'm saying? And with that, it allows me to feel like there is no sinking within this because it's like, again, it's an optimistic, point of view, so, as far as, like, mental health, like, the only thing I can say about mental health for me would be like one thing that I try to do is I like same with the file cabinet reference. I try to take everything that bothers me and put it in a file cabinet and close it for the day. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So if there is anything I imagine whatever it is that bothers me, whether that's interactions with people, and I put it away and then I close the door and I'm like, all right, if this happens today, then this is how I'm gonna react to it. So yeah.
So do you admit to that, or is it just that? Because that sounds like avoidance,
Yeah.
to me.
Like you're kind of like shoving it away.
Like shove
Right.
it
But
away.
it's like
So
yeah. So imagine like you don't know what's about to happen today, so you imagine all the things that could go bad.
Me.
Right? And then once you imagine it,
There it is.
once you wait, what'd you say?
That's me every day.
that's me.
You but again though, once you run through it in your head, if it happens during your day, you're like, "Shit, I already been here. I already imagined it. I already
Yeah.
went through it." So the anxiety of meeting a new person, that I may have in the day, I go through that in my mind when I meditate in the morning, so that when it happens, I'm like, "I already been here. I know how it
Yeah.
goes." And so I don't think it's less avoidance as much as it is acknowledgement in the moment. And then from there, we take it further. Because when you say avoidance, I can see that. I can see why you would say that, right? But then again, I don't feel like in my life there's a chokehold on some sort of mental health. I don't think there's a chokehold on my mind, on my brain, on my body that's telling me like because I do the work. You know what I'm saying? Because I do the work. I do the work that keeps my mind alive, that keeps my mind active, that keeps my mind from being in a state um, of not only depression but of like of a lot of crazy things, you know. And then everything that I do wrong, I go over in my mind at night, you know. So then I'm going through, I'm living my life 3 4 times because I'm going through, I'm reflecting, I'm saying this was wrong, you should have did this better, this is right, you did this good, you know. And then from there, it's like I don't even have to, I don't have to think about things. I'm just flowing with things naturally. But boo, I'm glad you said that because like if I went to talk to somebody about all the things, they'll probably have a different diagnosis, right? But as long as my outlook is right, as long as my perspective on life is good, I feel like I can't. I don't even know. I don't. I feel like I can never get that low. To be honest. So.
That was one of the
Uh.
things that like my therapist told me, which is like one of the things we worked on was like, okay, so what she would have me do is she would have me be like, okay, so say like for some odd reason I hate going to the grocery store. I think it's just too many people. It gives me a lot of anxiety. I don't know. It's like you think of everything that could fucking go wrong, like little shit. Like you think about how like what if my car gets declined in front of all these people, like stupid shit like that that doesn't fucking matter really at the end of the day. Like you know what I'm saying? Or like what if like you know like I get jumped in the middle of the store, or if I get robbed, like literally worst case scenario type shit. But my therapist, what she'll do is she'll have me sit here and imagine best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? So like, I walk in the store, I'm the 1 millionth customer, I get $1 million, right?
Right. Type deal.
Highly, super fucking unlikely, but it's like, if you can imagine the worst case scenario, why can't you imagine the best case? You know?
Yep.
And then she did that, but also kind of how you said, like, um, I worry about this shit so much, and once it's over, I look back like, dang, that was it. You
Yep.
know, like as soon as I leave the store, I'm
Mhm.
good. I'm like, that was it. I was stressing about going to get some milk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but it's when you're anxious like that, you can't imagine anything but that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like today, I'm on the highway driving to work. I hate being in between trucks. It just stresses me out. I'm like they're not gonna see me. They're about to just like I'm like Final Destination immediately. Like they're gonna just sandwich me and murder me. You know? And I like freak out. So like I'm trying to speed up, but there's a car in front of me, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is the worst thing ever. Like I started freaking out. And then after I got out, I just took a breath and I was like, bitch, like you're over here stressing yourself out. You didn't even get to work yet. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Like
And
You got a long
it's
day.
yeah,
one
literally.
thing. One thing about the whole like mental health like phase that we've gone through is like I think people have bought into these terms, and with these terms they we run with them. We're like, I own anxiety. Everything that I feel is
Yeah,
off to me is anxiety, this, you know, and then from there it's like, well, you telling yourself that this, you know,
yeah,
you're literally holding your hand saying, yo, you're anxious right now. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
then from there, of course you're gonna be anxious, you know? And so I think that even with the depression thing, like people sit with that, oh, I'm a depressed person. And now,
Yeah.
yeah, you just told me
Like
you
I
were.
would
So of course,
I would take sad like I would tell you like I'm sad right now, but I won't try to put I'm depressed on myself because
No,
I
just
don't
sad.
like
right.
I'll take sadness. I'll take that I'm sad any day, but like depressed,
Oh,
like don't
But
put that
like
on me.
don't put that in the air.
the
Like
Don't
don't
put
great
like
yeah,
Right, the Great Depression, like, it sounds like it's something that can never lift off you, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Sounds like something that's gonna trap you and keep you low for a long time, when in
right,
reality, if you kinda let it go, it's like it doesn't even have a hold on
And that that's
right,
that's literally how my therapist is saying like, cause like I'll anticipate being anxious. She's like, you can't do
you. Mm,
that. She's like, cause at that point you're just gonna make yourself anxious. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how that's why I still am sometimes. Like I'll anticipate myself being anxious, and then once I like actually get into the things and like I let my mind wander away from being just straight being anxious, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
just like I anticipate it because I'm like, or like even like if I'm having a good day, not feeling anxious, I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Like I'm supposed to be anxious right now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like to the point where I think myself into it, and it's a very toxic mindset, but that I'm unlearning. You know what I'm saying? Like she's teaching me way different ways to do it, and that's one reason I always recommend therapy for like mental health. You know, like at least talking to someone about these things, because like she gave me meditation. I told her I've been meditating for like months after like before she even gave it to me. She's like, you're already so far ahead because you know she's like you're learning how to take control of your mind in a state where like
yep,
you're kind of setting your energy for the day. Kind of how we talked about last week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I meditate every day before I go to work, and like I'm listening to positive affirmations, just things that tell me I'm in control of my life and things I need to hear before I go start my day. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear I'm in control of my life, I'm like, you know what? Like my brain and my anxiety is not gonna win today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just gonna be me. I'm in control. Things like that. You know, and but the people who don't already know these things, like you're the one that got me hip to meditation. You know what I'm saying? Like you and Leah did. And people who aren't hip to these things, that's why I think therapy is so important for things like that because she teaches you. But it's people they just teach you a lot of healthy coping mechanisms. You know, what I'm saying like journaling. Literally, like one of the things she recommends is spending at least 30 minutes outside. She's like even if you literally
Right.
just lay under the sun. She's like the sun is so effective. Like it's crazy.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna go see the sunset tonight. But
Okay.
at the same time, I kind of want to touch again on programming for the day. Program your day in the morning, first
Yeah.
15, 25, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You already have a routine, just put something in there that kind of gets it, right? And so I have this book called Transcendental Meditation by Anthony Norvell. And one thing that I read this morning in the past 3 days is I was born for a great destiny. I will give something of great value to the world today. And in return, I shall receive rich rewards of money, friendship, fame, joy, and satisfaction, right? And so that I memorized it because I do it 10 times every day. But then I read another quote out of the book that said, I will have order, I will have harmony in my environment. So I come home today and just like not even thinking, I rearrange my room, rearrange the living room, clean everything, threw everything out the fridge. And I'm like, yo, like what
It
the
was a
hell? But it's
robotic
that. It's like
machine.
literally, I programmed myself this morning to clean up my environment. Now my environment is clean. And so the same way, I really love this idea of mentally filing things away. Like
Yeah.
the day that I did one of these days, I meditated on a smooth day, smooth interactions, everything I had. I'm happy, I'm giddy, I'm talking to everybody, I'm having a good time. As soon as I get to work, some gay dude get to screaming at the top of the lungs, drunk as hell. Well, y'all don't like gay people, and it's a gay dude serving them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like what's going on? Y'all don't like gay, Stonewall, Stone. And I'm like, yo, like, whoa, like, if I ain't meditate today, this shit would have shook me. Like, it literally would
Yeah.
have had me, like, at least just, like, off balance because I planned for something great, but I sat down and I'm like, this is a part of it. It's like when you sit down with that and you're unprepared, but you prepare for something different, it's like it won't bother you at the same. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking to other customers trying to get their mind off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
The
it's
nigga
like, it's not
yelling.
bothering me the same. Exactly, so and worries too. Worries, fears, anxieties. Picture a file cabinet, right? And poo, this is the thing, right? Picture yourself walking into Walmart and the same thing, like somebody punching you in the face as soon as you get through the door, like put it in the file cabinet, close it. Like there's no way that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And so when
That's
we
literally one
when
of the
we
things
kind of
that
like
goes through my mind. I'm like, damn, this bitch about to hit me. Like,
as soon as you come through the sliding door,
Right.
just dust my shit. Like,
Like, dang, Cam, who
literally,
you beefing with?
bro,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
I'm
know
saying
one,
we
but
got
like,
ops at Walmart.
like when this bitch just got having a bad day, she's like, I'm gonna punch this bitch with the glasses because she's looking at me funny. It's just a glare the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even looking at this bitch.
Yeah,
Like, it's just that.
yeah.
But
But
I don't
it's
know.
that
It's
though.
just, but that's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I'll literally, I'll meditate on, like I said, having positive affirmations, positive connections that day. So like when I did that, I was nervous as fuck the first day I met these kids. Now like I added one of the kids. I'm about to play Valorant with one of the kids. Like me and Sean are gonna play with them. You know what I'm saying? Like not even that like all these kids. Like they're just super cool. They're super cool with me. Like they're super sweet kids and. I'm just like, dang, like I was stressing for no reason. And even like I said, like I'll have positive I like try to put positive energy into the day. But besides the spoon flying out the window, that was the
Hmm.
negative trying to
But
get me.
it's some shit you can't control.
You
It's
know?
some shit. It's some shit you gotta let go. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's inside your mind, you know what I'm saying? Whether you just interrupt for the day, whether that's external environment, like some things you just can't control. You gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that it won't bother you the same is again is if you kind of have like a clean area in your mind,
Yeah,
so that you like the first time, as soon as it comes in, you pick it up, you clean it up. Like if your mind is your bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Like and motherfucking a bad day is a shirt on the floor, pick it up. Pick it up,
yeah.
go hang it up. Go wash it, go, fold it up nice, and then like just have it. Remember that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude. But again, so I want to lead into this, which is mental health and mental organization, right? Go hand in hand.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand. And how are you mentally organizing your mind? Is that putting it on paper or is that sitting with it in meditation? Right? And once you organize, then there is no clutter. And once there's no clutter, there's no need to feel like there is a mental health issue. Right? Same way that you run every day to keep your body healthy is the same way you should be sitting with your mind, with your thoughts to make sure your mental is healthy, type deal.
But
That's how I see it.
and that's how like I think that's another thing I talk to my therapist always like is super big on. She's like, like you ever feel out of control of your life, she's like establish a routine. You know what I'm saying? So like that's as simple as like she's like even on your days off, you know what I'm saying? Like wake up no later than like 10 or whatever, like depending on time you go to bed. She's like, and one of my things was that, like I realized once I followed such a good routine, I'm like I feel like I felt so in control of my life, you know what I'm saying? Like I wake up, chill for a little bit later, like meditate, work out. I would finish working out, eat lunch, like I had such a routine like I would get on Twitch, upload my videos, do all my networking for the day, like stuff like that. Chill, watch like a little TV to my dad, go home, meditate again, go to work, and then at work I'd be so locked in, like just chill, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like in such control because like, and some people hate routines because they're like it's the same shit every day, but like I cannot live without a routine, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy to think about because like I usually hate organization and I hate like doing the same things every day, but like I refuse to leave the house before I meditate and make my oatmeal.
Yeah,
You know?
you know, and read that one sentence out the book, or write down that
Yeah, like
one
something.
sentence in the page.
And
Because yeah,
that's what I know about Lil Dave. Like he won't leave the house until he reads in the morning.
you know,
Like like I realized because like I'll wake up like 10 minutes after like he's gotten up, so he's already like or like 15 minutes. I woke up late today, so but I woke up he was already like
mm,
I heard the lo-fi going in the background. I was like, oh,
you know.
he getting his reading in for the day. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
my son, man. Don't let him tell you nothing
don't let
different.
him
That's my
son you no
son. You hear
more.
me?
Don't let him
Hey,
son you
look,
no
no,
more.
he can say what he want. That's my son. Just know that he want to listen to no li-fi, no lo-fi. Nah, nigga. But but that's it though. It's like one thing I'm missing now is boxing is expensive. My boxing training is expensive. I'm trying to save up for rent right now. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't pay for it. But like one thing I'm missing, I'm like I'm going through all the routines of my day, and I'm like, yo, like what's missing? Like I'm missing something right now, and it's that and like the image of me going to do that popped up in my head. It's like once you have certain things, you don't need much more.
Yeah,
I one thing like and it's also like if you don't have a consistent routine that's based on development, and it's all like I was gonna say this is like mixing and matching. Monday should be different from Tuesday. Tuesday should be different from Thursday. It's whatever. I ain't hearing none of that. But it's like, and it should be like Monday's music day. Tuesday is take care of my business day. Wednesday is figure out how we gonna promote the podcast. Thursday is 10K day. Friday is business day. And then so it's like there is a routine within your weeks. Then there's a newness to it, right? It's not every day is the same. It's every week may be the same, but I can
yeah,
live with that. That's 7 days where I'm not even thinking about this thing until the next week, right? And I think that's it, right? Is you find these little things to help keep you alive. Whenever I feel like I'm in a rut, I might take a trip. I might
yeah,
drive to LA, might drive to Mexico, might drive to San Diego, might drive to Vegas, might drive to go to whatever it is that helps me to keep me feel like I'm like going, like I need to, whenever I need like a juice up, charging my battery and shit. So
yeah. And that's what
it's like that.
I forgot who I was talking to about the other day, but I was like, it's so crazy to look at like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I was my only routine I had all day was literally just smoking weed, and like
Mm,
I look at it, and I'm like, it was just that. And I know Marcala hated me back then because it was all that was not she didn't hate me, but that's like all that's
I hated you.
that's the only hobby I had. Only hobby, that's it. It would just be smoke weed, play Uno. Smoke weed, play Uno every time she would come home. And then like a couple months ago we said you wanna play Uno and Marquilla Marquilla didn't smoke, but like for a minute I was like that was the only routine I had. Like I had no structure in my life. Like I'll wake up, smoke all day till I went to work, smoke before work, smoke at work, smoke after work, and just play the game and go to sleep. And when I look at that I'm like, damn, like I couldn't imagine living like that now. Like
Yeah.
like
and the problem,
I have to have something productive in my day, whether it be working out, it be my doing my lesson plans for my work, or just even something as simple as like even after I finished my classes, I was still like messing around like with the computer stuff, like something to perfect my craft, like you said, promoting this, like figuring out what things we could do differently next podcast, things like that. Like
you know,
feel like I have to do something productive. So
and then it's also like it's like a meter, right? It's momentum, of course, but it's like once you do the first part of your routine in your day,
yep,
well, I'm good. I'm good.
literally,
As long as I close the night out with something like similar, being
yep,
reading, being writing, being reflecting, I'm good. My rest of the day, like I feel like I accomplished something. I did my
yeah,
reading, I did this. so I feel like I'm good. And from there, like you're already in a better headspace. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're already feeling like you conquered a day, and then I just feel like that is what a lot of us need. But the problem is a lot of us don't focus on progressive development.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't see the value of us growing each day, of us learning something new, of building another skill, of stepping out of the box, right? And all of that is so important because that is helps to make you more well-rounded rather than being straight and narrow. And if you're just a police officer, your life is gonna be boring. But if you know how to be a police officer and you know the behind the scenes to the law and you know behind the scenes to what I'm saying, the criminal minds, psychology, like you're a
Yeah.
well-rounded police, you know what I'm saying? So that helps you to be better and live better, at what you want to do. There's always something you need to learn. Whether at just in basic, if we're not talking about your routine, like our routines, cool. We're talking about like a regular person routine who
Yeah.
doesn't see the value in that. Then it's like all they need to do is implement something within everything that they do,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I know you eat every day. All right, so take 20 minutes to learn about food,
Yeah.
vitamins, zinc, this, that, third. You know what I'm saying? So then again, like it's relaying into what you're doing in your actual life, right? um, and that's how you feel alive, you know what I'm saying? That's how you feel
Yeah.
like your life is yours, like you're on purpose, like you have value. And that's how and I love how it came together. Routines can help with your mental health
Yeah.
because it helps to make you feel like
You're in
you're in
control.
control of your life. And that's what one thing, is what we all need sometimes is to feel like we're in control. Because when we talk about free will, when we talk about determinism, like you get lost in it, thinking that it's not yours to control, thinking that
Yeah.
whatever. But when I wake up and choose to do my routine, at least I feel like I'm in control of where I'm headed. Me and Leah were talking yesterday, and she's like, yesterday's gone, and some and tomorrow's already gone. Tomorrow already passed, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, tomorrow already passed, but next week is still in the process of
Oh
development.
yeah.
So like if you focus today, tomorrow, in the next 3 days, that's gonna affect the next week's day, or the next month's day, or the next year's day, to that day. So it's like take that time to really like slowly put them thoughts into your head. Slowly start to think about progressing, and then it'll shape itself in a different way. Maybe not tomorrow, because tomorrow's already gone, like you said. That was a tomorrow's a manifestation of what you did the last 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
days ago. But the next week is a manifestation of what you're doing today.
Yeah.
So
As
it's important.
as far as like routines, like I used to, I think like, y'all remember, I used to like press my dad about like retiring from like coaching or like picking one like coaching and
Mhm.
working. And now I think about it like as like he's getting older, like I look back at it now, I'm like, dang, like that man has like he loves this routine he has, as far as like,
Yeah,
'cause I'm looking at him like, how are you working 7 to 3 in the hot sun all day and then going to 2 a days till 7 o'clock at night? Like you're basically working a 12-hour day. You know what I'm saying? And then like as he gets older, I'm like I start to looking as I get older, I'm like, damn, like this man really is like that's his routine, like that's like what keeps him going every day. Is like going to coach these kids, going to these games. You know what I'm saying? Like running like, and that's what I realized. My dad runs on like such a I don't want to say chaotic, but like he runs on such a like busybody schedule, like routine. You know what I'm saying? Like he likes to like when he's if he's like during COVID, I remember he was just driving himself crazy, just sitting at home. This
right,
man, that's the first time this man has had time off in like years. You know what I'm saying? So like,
right. That's one thing about Big Dave is I think when we talk about avoidance, when we talk about certain little things,
yeah,
when we talk about your mental space,
yeah,
keeping it clean, keeping it orderly, right? Your mental or your physical environment is a reflection of your mental environment. Right? So if your bedroom's dirty, it's because there's shit going on in your head that
yeah,
you can't get a hold on. And once you stop like keeping up on the little things, we know about chaos, we know how bad things can get.
yeah,
It's gonna build up, build up, build up, build up until one day you're like, I don't even want to. I'm not even gonna think about cleaning my room because it's way too dirty.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's way too messy. It's way too much going on. My house is way too dirty. Like I feel like that's where we get into these things. And so
yeah,
taking it from there, it's like for a big day, it's like when I talk about newness, when I talk about keeping yourself refreshed, alive, I feel like
yeah,
that's where he gets that in them after times, in them after hours when he goes to coach some kids, new personalities,
yeah,
same field, same ball, same game, but it's new kids, it's new
yeah.
interactions, new way to feel like he's alive.
And
And I think that's it. So
that's crazy to me because like like and it's not probably how like you look at like a lot of male figures in your life, like your dad. You know what I'm saying? Like how like you look at Quan, my dad, things like that. Like it's so crazy to imagine like my dad, like you look at a dad like superhero. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen my dad cry. That's like I can't remember. I've never seen like I told my dad the one day I was like, how do you not get anxious in life? Like you just do so many things and you're not anxious once. And he's like, And he told me, he was like, I get anxious sometimes, he's like, but he's like, he's like, you got to be stronger mentally than that. And I'm like, well, duh. I got smart. I was like, duh. I wish, obviously. But then,
Right.
I thought about it. I was like, I've never seen this man down, sad, anything like that. He's never showed it, and that's kind of what made me ask you earlier about how like men and mental health. You know what I'm saying? But like, and then like you just pointed out now, you know what I'm saying? Like he keeps himself so busy, and like it could be avoidance, but it could be
Yep, that
just
he doesn't have to sit with it,
yeah,
that he doesn't have to sit with the things that are bothering him most, but again, same with the dirty room, there
yeah,
are things that if you don't address, me and Sean, whatever little when me and Jason went to that thing, if you don't address that, then even me in school, shit. It's only time is gonna start to put more things on top of that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you thought it was dirty a year ago, or now you wait till a year passes,
yeah,
and then it's like you can't even get a handle on things. And if you're 30 years behind on something that you
yeah,
should address when you was 2023, it's like
hell
now
yeah,
you have to dig deep to really get that, to uproot that tree, to take that,
yeah,
out of. And so for Big Dave and mental health, I feel like for him, it's so important that he leads, that he is gung ho, mighty, strong warrior.
yeah,
That if he does do that, it's on the way to work when there's
yeah,
nobody but him. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And he don't have to show that. And I might say that is like when it comes to the mental health thing, like I don't have a problem showing myself because that's what the community we're raised in.
yeah.
That's
But
the
they're
world
raising
that's
different
starting to
ones.
develop. They're raised different. And so like I think it's different. Cause Quan, like he'll let me know when something's bothering him. He's more of like an open book.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to things like that. My dad, kinda, you know what I'm saying? Kinda
yeah,
he's like that, but it's like at the same it has to be a reason. It has to be like in deep in conversation. Like it has to
yeah.
be something that, sparks that for him to even
You're
want
not
to
gonna be able to
communicate.
read that like he's you gonna read it, but you're not gonna be able to get it out of him like what's wrong, and he's gonna start telling you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and that's why I realized that my dad like he'll tell me when he's mad. Or you can tell when he's mad. But like as far as like sadness, and I always think about that. I'm like, damn, like I wonder think about it for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder like if they're going through something. You know what I'm saying? Like you just never know because cause like you know what I'm saying? Like especially like my dad in the generation, like my uncle Philly, he used to be like, you crying like a girl, dude. Like you know what I'm saying? So like they were just raised to like probably think like, damn, like I shouldn't cry. You know what I'm saying? Or like I shouldn't show emotion. And then like you said, like he probably if he does on his own time, so he doesn't look weak to us. So like like you know what I'm saying? Like no should be funny, but like if you're a kid, you see your dad crying, you're like, damn, my dad's crying. Like well like he's supposed to be Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like what's supposed to happen? So I think that
Especially especially in the culture we were raised in.
yeah,
But again, like now it's more like I don't know. Well, I seen my dad cry when I was young, probably like 13, 14, 15, and that changed me because it's like I got to see what things really brought that emotion out of him. What does he value so much that he's willing to show that emotion to his kids?
yeah,
That he's willing. And same with granddad. I seen him crying, standing in front of his dead mother, right there in the casket. I will never forget it. Because to me, it's always been that. It's always been pussy and money. It's never been emotions.
yeah.
It's literally, boy, you better get you some money. You better go to school. You better get you some pussy. You know what I'm saying? All this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so it's not. It's never conversations about you need to meditate. You need to dig what you need to feel. You need to feel these. No, it's none of that. You know what I'm
That's
saying? They
that's
don't live in that world.
he a
And
gangster for
so
that
and
one.
that's it.
But
Real nigga move. I fuck with that.
but it's crazy how many men would throw themselves in that. What you just said, money
Yeah,
and
but yeah, and they run from it. And so I got a homie who he was messing with some coworkers. I hope none of my coworkers are watching, but he was messing with some coworkers. 3 girls to be exact, right?
Damn,
They came together.
he doing better
They
than
came
me.
together. Chill, chill. They came, but look, he had broke up with his girl. They was together for a year. Broke up with his girl,
He went
right?
through his whole
And
phase.
then he was like, spearman. They tried to get back together after like a month or two after he did these 3 girls. The 3 girls come together. They're like, what? You, huh? Hmm?
It's like a
yeah,
movie.
it's
Look,
like that. It's like the Spider Man.
no, literally. So, so, so what they did, what they thought was clever, was they went to his ex and they told her. And so what he was trying to do, like he sent her a message right before they told her was like, we need to talk about something before we like try to make this work.
We try to get ahead of
And
it.
they're You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
At least, and, and it didn't end up working. And so what he said he ended up learning was exactly that. He's like, what I was doing was I was running from my emotions. I was running into pussy to deal with what was going on within myself. Because I asked him like, "What's the biggest thing you learned from it? Like, if we gonna talk about it, are we gonna tell me what the takeaway was?" He said that. He said, "I feel like I was running away from it, you know." And so I do think that's what we do. But I think that's a part of the provider role, the provider, what I'm saying, like mentality of this is what I want to be for my family. I don't want to be the man who shows them all my weaknesses so they know, what I'm saying, that when something's wrong, that they can't depend on me because I have weaknesses. No, like I want to be as strong as I can for my family so they know like when things get tough, you can lean on, you can
Yeah.
depend on me type deal. Um,
I
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yes, man.
guys. I love that.
Yeah.
So like what do you think like what is needed for I guess you can only speak on yourself, but what is needed for you to show that emotion to um AJ? Like y'all in a relationship, what would you need from her to be able to show that?
The the
Vulnerable to you?
the vulnerableness.
Mhm.
Um, I don't I really don't know, right? And it might be like losing my grandpa, right? Like even then I try not to do none of that in front of her. Like if I was feeling some type of way, like she always says to me, like, you can talk to me, you can talk if you ever, but I'm like, I'm not hearing that, like
Yeah.
I deal with this myself, and I trust in myself to handle things so that you don't have to worry about that. And that's my biggest thing is like I don't want to tell you and give you the load off my mind so that you gotta worry about me. Like I'd rather just have you like look at me and be like, okay, like he's going through something, he's gonna get through it. Cause like I don't want to put that on, and I think maybe that's it too. Is like as a man, I don't want to put that on to somebody. All this weight I carry, all of these burdens. Like I would rather sit with it within myself, and then like allow it to, you know, I don't know, sit with itself. But one thing that I do is like I am very like emotional too. So like I'm very like I don't not all the time, but like I get cuddly. I allow myself to feel like like not little spoon, so to say, but like that type of like, I'll give you the reins. You can have a part of my manhood for a second. And I think that's what we scared of losing. It's like if I give that to you, now you hold that over my head, like, little nigga, you was little spoon, like, and it's not even the fact that like that's a big deal or nothing. It's just like that concept, that idea of like, I am supposed to be the man in a relationship, but I don't want to feel weak. I don't want to feel like, what I'm saying, like you can take advantage of that. And I think that's the biggest thing is feel like men don't want to be taken advantage of to that. When it comes to my, you know,
No, I mean,
why tell you all my problems, my secrets, my issues when one day you might leave, and then that's just, I don't know.
But what does that have to do with you, though?
With what?
Like you might leave. What you just said, why tell you all my problems and issues? Why is it you might leave? That's why the fact that they might leave you is holding you back from opening up now.
I think it's a trust thing. I think it's like, it's just like I don't know. It just takes time. It takes time before you let somebody know your deepest, darkest secret. They like you're not about to just tell nobody that the first year you're in a relationship. Maybe not even the first two, three, four. Like it takes time to feel like somebody, to
you can
know
trust
if somebody's
someone.
gonna be that vote for your information. Like are you gonna hold that information and keep it true to you, or are you gonna be like, oh, let me go tell my girl, let me go, keep, spread what it is around town like it's not important and vulnerable to me.
Yeah,
And so it's just it's a lack of trusting in people. If she was my therapist, I'd tell her everything, but she's not that. She's just a
yeah,
person who should things go south, should I do some fucked up shit, that information is flowing with the wind. And so that's one thing where, you know, which is what, and I'm glad you said that because it's a great question, right? Why is he thinking about in case she leaves? It's a trust thing, something that I gotta, dig within myself.
well, it's also good that like you don't look at her like your therapist. I feel like that's where a lot of people ruin
Right.
relationships. Is like you can't look at your partner like your therapist. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can go to your partner if you're having a bad day. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You're having like a sad day. You're like, listen, like I'm just really in my feelings today. Like you go to your partner for that. But as far as like your trauma, you don't dump that on your partner. At least this is my opinion. You don't dump your trauma on your partner unless
Agreed.
y'all locked in. Like you said, like y'all locked in for a couple of years. You really trust them. Like they can hold this. They're not gonna use it against. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I guess in my situation, like imagine like if I tell this bitch 2 weeks and us talking, we break up, and she's like, that's why your mom was a crackhead. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the
Like
fuck.
what, bitch?
Like this all I'm tell you
I told
shit.
like exactly because I trusted you, right?
Yeah.
And it's like again, it's a trust thing. It's my own battle, but it's what you go through with trusting people. It's like, I don't wanna give all of myself just yet. I don't wanna give all of that, you know?
But
Um,
that's not gonna do shit but fuck me up for the future. Like where I'm gonna be like, damn, like I'm gonna just keep this shit bottled up. I'm not gonna tell no one. But not even that. Like also, like you dump your trauma on your partner. That's fucking them up. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people have fucked up trauma in this world. Like things you can't
no,
imagine.
look,
And
literally, and I had to stop her one night, like, I can't hear this, like,
yeah,
what
like it
she went
just
through is too grand for me,
yeah,
like, right now, I'm not the man I need to be in order to hear this information,
and
so
that's
please keep
fair.
that to yourself, and it's like, hope she respected that, but I'm like, I can't sit with this and try to continue to picture you as what I thought it was, like,
Yeah,
not that it changes the ball game, but it's like, it's hard for me to
but
handle that,
there's just
especially with
some
how much I
things that you
go
can
through.
only tell people who have like degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like
Or
who
NDA. If you tell my secret therapist, I'm suing you, motherfucker. I'm
yeah, it
telling her
literally,
you going to jail, motherfucker.
literally,
Like, but in this case, we just dealing with regular people. We dealing with people who, what I'm saying? I'm sure my therapist goes home and tells their motherfucking boyfriend, girlfriend, but I know they're not running around telling the world. I'm
yeah,
sure that information ain't gonna get leaked, like that. But it's like,
yeah,
I just want what's sacred to me in my mind to stay sacred in my mind. I don't want it to be like, bigoted, or I don't want people to.
yeah. Well,
Um,
it's crazy that like I said that about the therapist thing because like I work with this lady, and she was just saying like she's a teacher and she was just saying like like these kids tell me unbelievable things and I'm like it makes me think I'm like like it's sad because like she's not their therapist but she's the closest thing you'll ever get to a therapist. Like
yeah.
but that's one of those things that makes me think about her like how do you just live with these things like how do you hear these traumatic things these kids went through especially it's like an empathy you know what I'm saying like you're like how do you not take this personal. I asked her that. I
Yeah.
was like, I was like, how do you not sit here and think about these kids all the time? Like you just worry about them and stuff like that. Obviously she does, but she's like, like I have to realize that, like, I can only do so much. I can only be a safe place for them here, you know,
Yeah.
type shit.
Zone, zone in the classroom.
Zone in the classroom, safe place for
For real.
everyone.
No.
No, it's tough though. It's a different ballpark. So let's transition. Like, I want to understand women's mental health. How do y'all see that? Like, and I think, just speaking to my mom, like, if she wear everything on her sleeve, fuck you, nigga, get out my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm pissed off. I'm this, that, and the third. And so with moms, it's like she's emotionally free.
yeah,
Whatever's going on in her mind, she's willing to let go.
yeah,
But also, moms are both as well. So I fear that always. I always just thought about that. Like, she'll take some shit to the death till the soul.
yeah.
That scares me. Saying that scares me. So,
That
what do y'all think?
I think she
like
really gotta be
I'm
going through
definitely
something, like
yeah.
reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Like vent to you. Because like you said, like I've never seen your mom like I've seen her upset one time. You know what I'm saying? But she's always been. It's how I look at my dad. You look at your mom like she's like Superwoman. You know what I'm saying? Like emotions. Oh, she holds them in. You know what I'm saying? Like she's literally like she's the barrier. Like she protects you guys for everything. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And I think that like with her and that's also like how like that's why like Marcella like she reminds me of your mom because like she's the same way like with her emotions like you like you know what I'm saying like you won't really know. That's why like I think
Yeah.
about that all the time.
Yes.
Like, go ahead, Mar.
Yeah. Like you said, well, we wear like you can tell when something is wrong with us, but like you're never going to fully know what it is. Like I'll give you whatever a little bit of information just for you to, you know, get out of my
get
face
off
and
my
stop.
back,
Yeah,
right?
literally,
Yeah, get off my it's like stop
literally.
asking what's wrong. I'm gonna give you a little bit of, but it's never gonna be the full picture. So that's why it's like when you say like, oh, like I never seen my mom like that. I've seen her like that like a lot. And it's like I think it's easier for her to be like that with me just because like Cam said, we're the
Yeah,
same person, we're the same type of
Right,
we hold our emotions in and but you like emotional vote. Like we're really like that. So I think it's easier for her to be like open and like even I know like I don't know fully what's going on, but I know like a gist of like why she's like that. But
yeah,
it's definitely so it's easier to connect with someone like who you can tell like that, like the same type, like emotionally the same way that you are. But yeah. But it's like It's funny that you said it like that. Well,
Right.
That's the best way to
Cause
describe
it's
it.
that. It's
yeah,
that though, like she told me there's some shit that she gonna take to the grave. So, for me, it's like, being her number one in my mind, I'm her number one in life, and she as she is mine, just as like the respect that we have for each other, the protectiveness that she's given me for the past 23 years is what I'm gonna give her when she's in her old age. But it's like that. It's like once she tells me these things about how she grew up, it's like there's no way that I can handle her in the same way, right? Like
Yeah,
I understand everything. I understand why she does this, why she does that. Like why she only likes black men, right? And that's something that she told me a long time ago. I think I was like 17. We were on our way down to Texas having like a 3 hour drive, and that's what she told me, right? Like we're about to go meet the man who touched her when she was a child. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
for me, I'm like I get angry when I hear that, right? But
yeah,
like for her to release that and tell me that information, it's like she obviously trusts me. She
yeah,
obviously loves me enough to let me know the full scope of her story. And from there, like I can handle her with more delicacy. You know what I'm saying? I can
yeah,
understand why she is the way she is. Like I understand why. What I'm saying? It was easy for her to say, "Fuck the party life. I'm trying to raise my kids," because she didn't
yeah.
have nobody to say that for her. You know what I'm
Literally.
saying? It wasn't nobody to say that. And so imagine growing up like that. One of the times she moved to Ohio and someone touched her and she told somebody and they didn't believe it. Like how you gonna tell somebody anything else in life
Makes you
when
not
once
trust
when
anyone
something
ever
happens?
again too. Like,
Like I'm keeping shit to myself.
yeah,
What you mean? Like
and
I'd rather just
that's the scariest
mm,
part is you're like how did these toxic like ways come mentally? Like
yep,
obviously like they're not nowhere near her fault. You know what I'm saying? But she had to adapt that way because she's like, you know what? She's like, why would I tell someone if they're not gonna believe me anyway? Just keep this shit in. And
yeah,
that shit always scares me about people like everyone like you guys like my like Mar like everyone in our family like I always like think about like damn like you guys like we're every time we're all together like we're all happy as fuck smiling there's never a dull moment with us but then like it makes me think like like what happens when we all leave like what goes on like what's
right,
underneath that smile you know what I'm saying like what demons are y'all fighting and that shit makes me like it doesn't it makes I'm not gonna lie it makes me upset sometimes I'm like damn like I'm such a person where I'm like you, like I'll try not to be sad a lot. And if I do, it's
right.
really it has to be some shit. But I'm always thinking about like,
Shit,
it makes me sad. Like thinking about how like my friends, like how they're fucked up, how they're sad, like what they're sad about, what they're going through, things like that. And the fact that like most of the time, like you can't help them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just be personal shit.
hmm
You know, and that
literally.
shit, and that's why like, but that's another reason why like you know what I'm saying like how I said Marcella, like I've gotten used to Marcella, like being like, listen guys, I'm just gonna leave the chat today. I just need a moment. And like I'll be sad, but I'll like be worried about her, but then I'm like, you know what, like
Right.
she'll come and talk to us when she's ready. I'm saying like type shit
And
like
then
that.
yeah, and best thing you can do, man. What I always feel is like in those situations, I got a homie who said he was, and again, I'm not gonna say whatever, but you move or you meet new people, you find crazy shit come, they tell you crazy shit. So
Yeah.
he said, one of the homies, he like, I was the last person my homie called before he blew his brains out, and I didn't pick up the phone, right? And it's like, damn, like I hope y'all call me and I hope I'm there to pick up the phone to help to walk y'all through it, right?
Yeah.
Like well, I don't know if Chu's still in here, but when he was tripping, right? I'm at work. Nigga got to see my phone. I'm like, what did he call? You don't call me. What did he call me for?
Yeah.
Nigga said, yo, I need your help. I'm in the back, sitting there waiting until this nigga feel like he don't need me no more. Like, fuck this job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't got,
Literally.
my brother need me. I'm here for him, because it's that. Like, I would hate to get it to the point where, I chose doing this over this, and now I
Never
lost
yeah
one
shit.
that I love because of that.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to know when, but also it's like, you have to trust your people to call you for that. I don't want to put, one of my homies was just talking about it, as far as like life and just not feeling it, not this and that. And we had a conversation, and he doesn't always agree with how I feel about things, and I don't agree with how he feels about things. But we came to this consensus where it's like, what I'm saying? If you don't want to travel the world, if you don't want to fucking hike, if you don't want to go to the club and bars and try to meet new people and this and that and third, one motherfucking thing you can do is learn how to handle yourself. Is learn how
Yeah.
to conquer yourself. Is learn how to conquer your environment. Is learn how to control your environment. Keep order in your environment. Because at least then, like that is the challenge for your day. That is the challenge for the rest of your life. That is something that you can constantly live with and be like, this is what I'm doing to make sure that I don't put that bitch to my head and say boom. Like because then I lost. I lost when I say that, what I'm saying, I'm not strong enough, and I feel like I should give up. Like, and when I told myself that my goal in life is to conquer myself, is to get over these fears of living in FOMO and fear of missing out and all these little things. Like, if anybody needs me, y'all know. If y'all need me to call me, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And hopefully, I can help you walk you through some things that'll help bring you some value in life, something that can help you at least turn over a new perspective and say, all right, well, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even see it like that. I didn't even see life in that sense. So. Um, and I think that it's just big, you know, like to have people to lean on, to have people in those situations, but also to know when Marcela's gone from the chat for too long,
yeah,
to know when the rut's been going on for too long, to know when, you know what I'm saying, it seems like it's getting too bad to pay close attention to those
yeah.
small details. Because like you said, we come together, we don't talk about nothing that we're going
No,
through,
we
you
just
know,
laugh
but
and
like you feel me? But if you knew what was really going on, like as soon as we get off the podcast, like if y'all not about to hop on the game and have fun, and we all gonna go to our different lives, and
yeah,
that's one thing. I don't know if y'all remember the Warzone commercial, but how they had like it spelled out in Warzone and everybody was in their own different rooms. Like I continue to see life in that way, where it's like
yeah,
if you zoom out, everybody's just in a little box somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And if living with themselves, living and focusing on what it is that they got going on, either distracting themselves or being proactive and trying to figure out what's going on. So this it is sad, but at the same time, it's like that is what life is. I know
yeah,
Shawnee's gonna go through some shit he gonna have to deal with himself. I know Chewy's gonna go through some shit he gonna have to deal with himself. LG already been there. Darren back still going through it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Nobody knew he was going to New York, just trying to live, just trying to figure it out, trying to feel free with himself. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like no, and like I said in the podcast, bring that shit home, Laquan. Bring that freedom home, because them little boys need to see that. Little girls need to see that. They need to see that you are free with your sexuality.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because where we're from, it's more conservative. People make fun of you, jokes, this, and the third. But when you, now where I'm at now, the gay bar, like it's about to turn into a gay bar next door. You know what I'm saying? It's already one across the street. So
yeah,
it's like there just needs to be an acceptance of certain things within your life. You know what I'm saying? And from there, you can kind of like just have more control and feel like you ain't got to give up. Feel like you're living for something. Because if you're not living for nothing, then you're gonna fall for anything. If
yeah.
you're not standing.
That's definitely one of the scariest things for me is how I just always feel so bad like when I think about like how you said like how like the you said your homie or like his homie was like that was the last nigga he called before he killed himself. You know what I'm saying? And I think about that like just like I couldn't imagine like thinking of anyone that I love or just anyone in general being that like down like they just think like this is the only way. You know what I'm saying? And just like you're just how like no one how you feel like no one's gonna listen, no one can solve it, things like that. That's a horrible thing to think about, you know. And that's why I always think about like everyone like in their emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, like however like how like we have a great time gaming, right? And like we all get off, go our separate ways. Like what is someone going through, you know what I'm saying? Or like I always think about like but that's another reason why like I always I try to talk to people so nice and be so nice to people, you know what I'm saying? Like there's been random strangers at the library I've sat and talked to for 30 minutes because I knew that like this is making a difference in their day. Like for all I know, this conversation could be the one thing stopping them from going home and killing. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. Like and that's I think that's why a lot of people lack like what we have like a very close knit connection. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people lack that. They lack that family, that love, that caring. You know that like caringness, like things like that. You know, and I think that's why a lot of people often feel so alone and depressed in this world. That's another thing. Like whereas people should be more empathetic, you know, like in this world as far as like be friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like you like you said you saw that girl and her grandpa, right?
Mm,
Yeah, like just a question: if you saw them again, like you're sitting there waiting outside, would you speak to them?
no.
You wouldn't?
And that's it. It's like that is what I'm conditioned to do.
Yeah,
It's to not speak. It's to not care about what my neighbor's going through. That's this
yeah,
United States kind of like ideology, right? And it's like, cause Pooh, what could I do? Like
yeah,
take her, show her, become a mentor. Like all there, it's kind of like the teacher thing, where it's
yeah,
like, you could, but at the same time, like what I needed to see with that was just like that people are really living this way. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it's something serious. And I hear what you're saying, which is, be friendly, give something of that, to them. And so it's like that's what if I was to be my full self, I would,
yeah,
hey, friend, everyone, this, that, and the third. But
yeah.
at the same time, whatever. But continue.
But that's why I think it's so different. Like living here is because you know, like I'm saying, like you live out
Right.
here, you see someone walking down the street. you're gonna say what's up. So I'm like, hey, hi, how are you?
Right.
But out there, you see so many fucking people every day. You're like, what does it matter if I say what's up to this person? You know what I'm saying?
So,
Which I
you know,
completely understand that. Like, just like if you're in like L.A., Florida, other big cities, Texas,
right.
New York, you're gonna pass by 1,000 different people every day. Like, and just in one little walk downtown. You know what I'm saying? Whereas here, you walk downtown, you're gonna pass by 10, 20 people. You'll speak to
Yeah.
probably half of those people. Like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know, you went to school with four of them. The
Yeah.
moms is somebody's moms is the next two. You know, like
Or they're walking a
and
dog
but
and they see you, you know what I'm saying? They say hi. I think that's why I think that like small towns like this are so nice because you know what I'm saying? Like it can be annoying sometimes 'cause you constantly know everyone, everyone knows everything. But it's also like one of those things where it's like someone can look at you and be like, "Hey, what's wrong?" You know what I'm saying? Like randomly as fucking like I've watched it happen at the library. Like it's like someone walked in, this lady was sitting on the bench, and some guy walked, random guy. They didn't know each other. He's like, "What's wrong?" And they talked for like 30 minutes. That's what I mean. Like that conversation could have been the one thing that stopped that lady from ending her life that night. And that's why I
right.
think like shit like that is so like I think reading it would be different. You know what I'm saying? So like I think as far as like reading how like like I said you can always tell when something wrong with someone. Like if you're in a big city and you read, it's like you can see someone's down. But then again, like you
Sure.
said, like you live in such a different world than me. Like where you see so many people a day,
And that's it.
you don't
And
think
so what
twice
I
about
just
it.
try to do, I try to just be nice to the little people. And I hate saying little people, but it's like I always try to view myself as like CEO, or like man, you know, whatever. So it's
Yeah,
like, how am I treating my associates, the people that are cashiers at Walmart?
yeah,
How am I treating them? You know what I'm saying? And I got some homies that I work with at work where like, so not you know, they're not the best looking fellas. They're not the most you know, they're not this, that, and the third. You know, but in their mind, they think that that takes away from who they are. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Especially when they see someone, you know, flourishing this, that, and the third. And so what I just try to do is I just give myself more of them. I give more attention to them. I give more, you know, value in my attention to them, you know. And even if it's not nothing crazy, I just show respect. I show love. I don't diminish anybody. I don't try to belittle anybody because that
yeah,
quote from Mr. Reese is you know, be kind to all because you don't know what battle anyone's facing. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's at home literally fighting a bear. You know what I'm saying? Every
yeah,
time they go home and you know what I'm saying, you see them out and they acting crazy and you wonder why, you know, and you treat them a certain way because of that, but you don't know what is really like the roots behind that shit. So, um,
yeah.
I think that's big.
You just put so much into perspective for me because like I had this student in my class and like that's reminded me of that just thinking about like how like I can't be so quick to like be like get I guess get irritated with him because you know like I don't know what he's going through at home. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
You know
and even
like that could be his one moment where he's allowed to actually use his voice. You know what I'm saying? He's allowed to be himself. He's with friends. He's
uh,
happy. You know what I'm saying? Like because
no, or like
I was really like me and Sean were both like really cool with him today. And I don't know like that just put it in perspective. That put it in perspective a lot to think about like with all the kids too. You know what I'm saying? Like that little 4.5 hours, 5 hours could be the best like 5 hours of their lives. That can be the highlight of their days. You know what I'm saying?
like imagine if I know it happens sometimes, but with Ty, like imagine if every time she spoke, she felt like she was ignored. And nobody paid attention to her. She like just
Yeah,
every time she spoke, everybody just like did, you know. Because and again, this is why if you ever see me in conversation with her, I always do this. If I'm talking to people and people are trying to talk over people, I focus on one person who is next to talk, right? Like because that's what it is. Like we give people their chance to speak. And so my mom continued to like talk, and Ty wants to say something, then I'll stop looking at mom and I'll look at Ty
yeah,
and I'll give her the floor. I'll
yeah,
give her the stage. I'll give her the attention that she wants in order to feel like she's being heard. And like you said with the kids, you know, you don't know who's being completely ignored, whose grandmama's raising them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They ain't got no mom and dad. They got a grandma. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Who's raising six other kids. And so it's being gentle, it's being delicate. You know,
yeah,
and even if they have the best situation, what it looks like or perceived as, you know, you don't know how they're still being, you know, either neglected or treated, you know, however.
yeah. But that's why I think I was telling my dad today. I was like, it's such a humbling experience, you know, teaching these kids because you know, like it's like you said, like it makes me feel thankful for everything we had growing up, and like we low key like struggle sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes me think about like damn, like this is it's a whole different world out there. Like it's crazy to think about how like it's a whole different world like in like Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Or, like how like the ghetto like wherever I don't know wherever our ghettos are like in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like
Everywhere. Every time I go to work, if I work early in the morning, they said the homeless, they don't even call homeless people homeless no more. They call them their neighbors because when you wake up, they're there. like, the same way that everybody else is up and moving at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, they're
Yeah.
moving, they're grooving, they're walking.
They
Right around
blend
the corner
in,
from my
yeah.
job is a, like, Skid Row almost
Yeah.
of homeless tents that they just pitched up and they're allowed to be there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and it's that, it's like, um, imagine what kids are living through that. Imagine what babies are being produced from that environment, and
Yeah.
then how they're gonna grow up, how they're gonna react to certain things, and it's like, even a little lady I know, like, I grew up in hotels. She talking about meat lovers on her pizza because that was protein for them, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
you think it's like ramen noodles is how they bake potatoes in the microwave, like, certain thing, like, people grew up, we grew up with meal. Mama was
Yeah.
cooking, you know what I'm saying? She had at least could scrape some shit off the cabinets and try to put something together. Motherfuckers ain't even have cabinets. They had microwaves. They had
Literally.
little ass stoves, and they didn't know motherfuckers don't go to school.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got a 4th grade education. I got took out of school at 4th grade.
That's crazy
No,
as fuck.
and it's like and it's like, how do we expect them to operate in our society?
Yeah.
Like, with that, and it's not that that's important, but it's like, what you mean you don't know how to write an essay? What you mean you don't
Yeah.
know what happened between, the Civil War? What you mean? Oh, you missed that. Oh, what
Yeah.
you mean you don't know your times table? What you mean you don't know PEMDAS? Nigga, parentheses? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean
Yeah.
you don't know these stuff?
But
And it's literally that.
but that also brings us back to what we talked about earlier about how like these kids, if they're not like okay, I'm not saying that like that person should have been aborted or and no way I mean
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying, but like their parents weren't in the right place to raise them in life, so that they immediately they get left behind in this little race, you know what I'm saying, to adulthood and like to making it. So like
Yeah.
whereas like you guys probably lived the same, more similar life up until the fourth grade when shit started to go bad for that person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And after that, they just get left behind in this race because they're not given a fair chance. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't imagine like waking up one day not knowing when my next meal is gonna come. Or like having to eat all my meals at school, and then I don't eat anything from lunch on because I don't have dinner at home. I couldn't imagine
Especially
having.
as a child.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like as a child, where your only job is to literally worry about growing up and going to school and being happy. So as a child, and that's what I'm saying. Like you got children Kataya's age. Kataya has like a great life, amazing life. She's spoiled, happy all the time. Like, well, if she's upset, it's like third world problems. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Right,
brother
right,
won't swim with me, or like my sister won't swim with me, type shit. But there's 10-year-old kids out there who are literally, like that girl carrying her grandpa's groceries, taking care of herself, making herself dinner, washing herself up. You know what I'm saying? Like cleaning her room up, vacuuming, things like that, doing shit that she should not have any responsibility doing. And that's how like these kids are even as like teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of thing I hate about like when parents do this for teenagers. They make the teenager become like the extra parent, like the assistant parent in a way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like you got teenagers waking up, they don't gotta be at school until 7:30. They're waking up at 5 in the morning to get their siblings up, make their siblings
yeah,
breakfast, try to figure out where they can get breakfast, try to figure out ways to get jobs to pay bills. Whereas like us as teenagers, we didn't have to worry about shit but playing sports and having fun.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Literally.
like if we wanted
And
money, it was just to fucking go buy weed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no
literally,
real no real
you know?
important shit.
Go to Subway or something, go to
Yeah,
Fev and hang out with the guy. But
yeah,
that's where a direct example would be Justin, where it's
yeah,
it's that. It's like, you grow up in the slums, you grow up where you aren't respected as a human, as a child. You know what I'm saying? People don't or they view you as older than you are because you act out because you just are looking for someone to hear you.
yeah,
You're just looking for someone to feel like, that makes you feel like you're appreciated. And then once you find that in the school system, at the motherfucking playground, whatever, like it's so temporary. When you find it in sports, like that's one thing that I always, used to bug my coaches about is like it's not like you really, care for me, so to say, as much as like this is your job.
yeah,
This is the position that you're in to be a father figure, even though you didn't sign up for that. You signed up to be a football coach, but little did you know you turn into like a father figure for these children. But the
yeah,
thing is like imagine how the abandonment feels when the sport's over and I no longer hear from who I seen as my father figure. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Who I looked up to. Like then now I'm looking like, I feel some type of way about it in general. So
Uh,
it's just it's tough and it's the thing is Boo is like and Boo, when we get into what I was saying earlier with this world kind of like way of thinking, it's like how do we shape it to where it all makes sense? To
Yeah.
where the people who live a lower life and who enjoy the lower pleasures and sleeping in tents, how do we give them that luxury of doing that while also providing a good system that can bring a healthy child out of that, can bring
Yeah.
them out of that, which to get them to be not, you know, citizens? Because I we talked to a homeless guy, he's like, I got tired of paying bills. He like, I got tired of fucking, you know what I'm saying? I had a pension coming, like I still gotta come in every week, it's coming, it pays me. But I just got tired of paying for the house. You know what I'm
That's
saying? So every
crazy.
time the pension come, I go go to a hotel and sleep in a bed, but other than that, I'm in my truck. And so some people are just tired of living this system. Some people don't
Yeah.
wanna feel like they gotta check their credit score. Some
The
people don't wanna feel like they
simulation.
gotta, you know what I'm saying? Everything, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's like if you are a part of this game, you know what I'm saying, called life, and the only reason, Pooh, is because 'cause we're empathetic and we feel like I need to be the provider for that little six-year-old girl who is in a wheelchair, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When really, you know what I'm saying, he's supposed to be that person,
Yeah.
but the mentality wasn't placed upon him to make him feel like, you know, I'm not saying that he doesn't take care of him.
Yeah,
Should he
no.
watch, you know, like, but it's that though. It's like, you know, we just need to do a better job of speaking, of raising, of putting a spotlight on certain things so that, you know, when people are put in that position, they understand. Well, if we talk about rape enough, then enough niggas are gonna be like, all right, well, maybe I probably shouldn't do that. Like, well, duh,
Yeah.
nigga, like, you know, and same with everything, you know, anything. You know, we just need to speak on it. So the same way that like white people feel like they can't say the N word, it's not because they don't want to say it. It's because they feel like they're gonna be judged because they say it. You know,
Yeah. They're gonna
same
hear their
way
mouth
with
about
people
it.
with, yeah, and homophobia, you know, like it's not that motherfuckers don't want to be homophobic. It's just that they gon' get the backlash from the community if they do. And so
Yeah.
same way with that is how we need to mold and shape everything because it kind of like is whipping us all into shape into like this more forward way of thinking, more forward way of living.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, so a lot to unpack there. I can't wait to rewatch it. Sure,
Man, we did go over a lot.
sure,
You got
sure.
anything else to say, Killa?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we did
Let's
kind of we
let
did kind of throw a lot in the air.
you got your book on you, boo?
Um, yeah, it's
If
in
not,
here.
if not, I'll grab mine.
Well,
It's in.
while they're grabbing their books, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on to an amazing black-owned restaurant in Oberlin, the Arb at Tappan Square. They're located, I want to say, at 25 West College Street. I think they moved down there. They have sandwiches, wings, fries, salads, wraps, smoothies, everything. Very good restaurant. Go check it out. I will put the link in the YouTube video again. They also are on DoorDash too. Wow. Okay. Also, another thing linked to the ARB is Doobie Smoke Shop too. Another same black-owned business owned by the same family. Go get all your papers, everything there. Got some beautiful water pipes too. Yeah, that's what we're calling them legally.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, boo boo. Random page, random finger. Put your finger somewhere on the book and flip
It's fun.
about it and ask a question. That's what they tell us to do with Bible verses. Is just flip through the Bible and
Really?
see where it goes. Yeah, it's pretty cool if you just like see what you find out or what you read.
654. What is a question I want to ask my parents?
Prince?
Mm,
What they were thinking when they got together for sure. Like not trying to be funny, but like you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
like you know how like we fall like in love, I guess, or like how we fall for someone. It's a little different than it is back then. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at back then, like look at the '90s, right? Baby making music. You got nothing but baby making
Mm,
music. You know what I'm saying? Jodeci,
right.
Genuine, like all them groups. You know what I'm saying? You
Music
got
Soul Child.
literally
Yeah.
you got nothing but like slow R&B music. You know, um, just there's no technology. You know what I'm saying? Like that was real energy. Like you know, you knew if someone like was really feeling you or not. Whereas like you be texting girls or guys and like you like damn like are they feeling me or not? Like what's going on? You know, type shit. Um, just like I guess that just like how like if they wish they could do it. I mean, I would kind of ask them that a lot. Like, I'd be like, if you could redo anything as far as like meeting each other, would you? So
Hmm.
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing that's on my mind is just like I just want to know who I was as a child, as like a baby, as
yeah,
like, you know, as an infant. You know, what was that personality like? What did it? How did it affect you? Did it bring you joy? You know, was it this, that, and the third? Because pop, you know, situation with pops and shit. You know, about him not thinking out him not thinking that I was his, like, just the intention in the air is enough to give me the reason to have what I had rebelling against him growing up, right? And so, I say that to say, like, in my mom's mind, I was almost her everything, right? Because of, and she kinda told me that with intention and stuff, but, no, I just wanna know, like, what was the intention behind it, right? So I always think, depending on the type of love you have when you have the baby, so the day of sex, like what type of love was there? Was it romantic? Was it passionate? Was it, energetic? And then moving on to other children, was it like less or was it the more? Was this a, whatever? Like, how much of it was like, you know, real, so to say? How
Yeah.
much of it was kind of, just whatever type deal? Good question though.
That is a
What
good.
about you, Mar?
Um, hmm, I guess I would like to know like what the relationship was, like, cause I know what it is now, and it's not like it's really nothing, honestly. I don't think they speak, but so I want to know like I guess like was there any love there, honestly? So
And how did three kids come from it if there wasn't?
Yeah.
right, and like where did it go if there was
Right,
love?
right,
Well, I know where it went. I know why it ended.
right.
Where it ended. But yeah,
And this one thing, right? And I don't know if I'm even supposed to say this, but one of my somebody's parent put their hands on my mom, and that's why they broke up, right? And so it's like when we look back, like nobody, the son of that relationship can't look at his dad and be like, "Why would you do that?"
Yeah.
Can't say that, because you can't change what was there. Like they're what we are now, young and just trying to kick it,
Yeah.
have a good time, out of love. So that's just so hard, cause then it's like, I wish I could just go back in time and just watch it all play out. Why? Cause what I know is Lavana was fighting Jordan's mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, your mom was trying to and it's like, it's
Nigga
that
had all
though,
the
it's like
girls
that
beefing over him. Yo,
you
dad
know what I'm saying?
different.
But
Your
it
dad
yeah,
different.
it's like that was in the air though, and even them meeting in Oberlin, he probably thought that he could, get over on my mom because she wasn't around here, she ain't know nobody, so, he thought whatever, so
Imagine having
I just
three girls beefing over you and they not touching you at all. They all fighting each other.
tag.
Crazy.
They probably put their hands
yeah, they just need to punch on it one good
I
time.
mean, they all could have beat his ass. They all would have teamed up. You know what I'm saying?
God, God. But curious too. Curious too.
Who wants to pick it? Do I pick a number?
Or, who? Let me go random.
All right.
How far though?
Good.
Man, these are low key. Okay. Why do billions of people believe in God? I want y'all to answer or not.
I think,
Because that's what they're taught.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you're told, like, it goes with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna
Right.
lie, this sounds really fucked up, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because we're being honest. If I don't know what to tell someone they're going through, something, I'll be like, just pray about it.
Yeah. Oh, for
But like
real.
personally for
For
me,
real.
like if I'm going through something, like I don't think to pray about it. Like it's fucked up, but like
But
it sounds like the right thing to say. But like we've been
Right.
taught for a while, you know what I'm saying, that like God is the answer to this. Especially like in black households as a young age. Like you used to have to go to church
Right.
every Sunday, Sunday school every Sunday, you know what I'm saying? And that shit was forced on us and I kinda I'm not saying I regret it, you know what I'm saying? Like I met a lot of good people in church, met a lot of great people in church actually, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of good times that I had in Sunday school. Like they used to cook us breakfast every morning, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a
Leave a goodie bag. Shit.
it was a great Sunday school. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think that a lot of people believe in God because it's just it's something to believe in. It's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like when they don't have any answers to something, that seems like an answer. And I think that it's someone to lean on. You know, but I don't know. It's hard. Messed up. Not messed up, but like
I agree.
like
Boo boo.
a lot of things in the Bible are outdated.
But I think that goes for religion in general.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
What do you think, Mar?
Oh, cause I think that that's what they're taught. Like from going to church since I was young, and then didn't really stop until I could make that decision to I didn't want to go anymore.
Yeah.
Really, just that's what they're taught, and then it's kind of like you, Malik, when you decided to be. Well, you're not one anymore, but when you went to church before, and then you hit that I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God,
Hmm.
and
Ain't,
then so
ain't it crazy how many phases I went through? What the hell?
Dude, we
yeah, you.
changing. Mark happens to see the devil. Chill, West.
Why would you say that? But
Hell
I
no.
mean, not the devil rest. But
No,
yeah.
I think it's just the easiest thing to believe in.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
It's
I think it's
there.
the easiest thing to centralize. Like, try to think outside yourself and think about something that is capable of putting something like this together. Or
Hashtag.
even
Hashtag twin.
twin, twin.
No, definitely.
Um,
I think, like you said, like it's comfortable. It's there. It's the first thing we know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
and
know.
I love your answer though, because it's like if the idea wasn't put in our head, we wouldn't even try to consider it. We wouldn't
For
conceive it. We wouldn't
sure.
think about it. But like, just because we have that, like, it kind of affects us in that way. So
It's crazy. 'Cause I took a Greek mythology last semester. It was a crazy class. Like it's just it changed your whole outlook on God. Like,
right,
because there's no actual just one God. You know what I'm saying? There's thousands of them.
no.
And obviously this is like mythology, but essentially, like that's mythology. It's a lie. It gets too deep. We'll get into that next time, but you know,
But and that's where like when we get into like the Bible verse, man will have domain over the fish, over the insects, over the
yeah,
sea. Like that's where we kind of get into this Greek mythology where it's like they did that. They try to personify a god of certain like entities within life. There's a god
yeah,
of love. There's a god of what I'm saying, the sea. There's a god of thunder. There's a god of because it's that. When you can try to conceptualize a person being in control of that rather than what I'm saying, just whatever the fuck is out there. Then it's like it makes it easier to live with. I think. That's a good question. Why do billions of people believe in
a
God?
lot of people, bro.
Yeah, I was going through. I was at the school, and when I had my book when I first brought it up there, and someone was like, "I could just answer all these questions. Just say God, 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 God." And I was like,
Hmm.
"Okay, but
Literally,
like I that's I
All right.
feel like that's just like such a basic answer." And I was like,
it
"That's so
is.
basic." I
But
just
but
need. I
that's
was,
where.
huh?
Yeah. No, what were you about to say?
I was like, I feel like that's such a basic. That's not like really telling me like who you are. Like God, God. It was funny though. He was like, I could just say God, 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 God for all these answers.
Hmm. No, and that's not an issue, so to say. But it's like this, like people aren't trying to think outside the box. It's like he grew. That's like what my grandma would say. Well, God, sweetheart, God is the
Like,
reason why
no,
billions of people believe in God.
Yeah,
I
literally.
God
man,
did it.
listen to what she said in the group chat today when we was talking about how Sean had a stalker. She was like, "Thank God for Jesus." I'm like, "What?
Like
What
what?
do you mean?
Like
What?
when?
What
Thank
is this?
God for Jesus. That's the best
Thank
one.
God for Jesus." I'm like, Gma, what do you mean by that?
Oh
Like,
That's
God.
what I mean.
she
Like
said,
they
"Thank
just think
God."
like it's not I mean it's kind of not a problem. Like it's nothing wrong with it, but like black people think God is the answer for everything.
God.
Mhm.
Like grandma
On God.
like like grandma, why your grits so
Look,
good? God gave me that recipe, sweetie. Type
You
shit.
feel
Like you
me?
know what I'm
Like,
saying? Like
she said, "Oh
God
boy,
taught me
thank
how to
God
cook
for
them.
Jesus."
Like that's I would have been in tears, bro, to
Like,
see that shit.
I busted
for
out
real.
laughing. What do you mean? I'm
Hey,
like
that's like
Sean,
one of them
are you
sentences you
thanking
type.
God for Jesus?
That's one of them
Why would
sentences you
thank
type when
God
you
that
like
Sean
that shit
had a
corrected.
stalker?
Like that's
I don't
random
know.
as fuck. Like they just use God for anything, bro.
I'm
Will,
I'm I'm sorry I'm not in that group chat though.
are you not in here? I swear you was. He out at you.
Damn, what an awkward way to
Wait,
bring it up.
is he talking about the X though?
Who?
Y'all talking
Sean.
about the X? Yeah.
Because they were telling it's like the group chat with Gma, Taylor, and all them, and they was saying happy birthday to Sean, but
Oh, change the number
yeah,
because of the stalker. Shit.
Yeah,
she
that was,
was like, thank
that
God
was
for
the
Jesus.
lunatic.
What?
Question mark.
Gina, she don't even know why she God told her to say that.
Literally, God typed that one
I'm
out
like,
for her.
I look at that like, what you mean? Why we? Man, it's funny, man.
Sure. All right. Well, you give me one because mine don't. These two too much. The question was what makes my heart melt.
Nah.
What's the answer? Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that. What threats and
Um.
opportunities do I currently see in my life?
What?
What threats and opportunities do I currently see in my life?
Threats and opportunities.
A
Mm-hmm.
good one.
Um. Opportunities. I see. Um. One being work, the ability to grow. If I feel like I don't want to have an aspirational life where I don't want to do the public speaking, I don't want to do the music, I don't want to do the clothing. I just want to have a regular life. I can fucking work here for the rest of my life and be making good money. So I think that's an opportunity. But also everything that I said, the speaking, the podcast, these are all opportunities. I think threats are my own habits, but I think we're working to get out of those. And once that kind of comes, then everything turns into opportunity. I think, having a girlfriend is a threat to that because it's comfortable, right? You just get comfortable living a lifestyle, be in a relationship where it's like, I'm not going out tonight. I'm cuddled up. Oh, tomorrow night, do the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, to the point where you don't even want to express yourself creatively. You don't even want to go out and do this, which it shouldn't be, but like naturally, when you just, do that. So just trying to balance that out, but it's also opportunity to grow. So I don't know. I think those are some current threats and
Oh my bad. Sorry.
Okay.
opportunities.
Uh, I'm tired. I'm sorry. But for me, I think opportunities is lots. Like as far as like where I wanted to go after school. You know what I'm saying? So like what jobs I want to get. Um, as far as like kind of I like how you categorize it like a regular life. You know what I'm saying? Like work a 9 to 5 every
Right.
day. Make great money doing what I do with like the cybersecurity shit. I have plenty of opportunities to get jobs in that. Um, or I have opportunity to take off with this podcast, streaming, video games. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Um, and then or you even do both those things together. You know what I'm saying? Like work a job and then stream on like when I get home. You know what I'm saying? Type shit like that. But I think the only threat to myself right now is literally just me and my fear of failure. I have to get out of that. I have to get out of that mindset of like, what if? Instead of
Right.
just like worry about the what if after. If that makes sense. Like just do it. Stop being so fearful of my plans. I remember like I was telling my kids like my kids asked why when I started streaming and I was like why are you guys so scared to start streaming? But then I thought back like I was terrified to start streaming. You know what I'm saying? For
Mm-hmm.
no reason, I was scared people were gonna hate me. I was scared I wasn't gonna
Mm.
take off. I was scared no one was gonna watch me. And like here we are, almost 1,000 followers later. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that like chose to rock with me matter. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all were there watching them to begin with. Like I don't know, it's one of those things where I gotta get out that habit of like letting fear threaten my plans.
And that's that Beyonce and Jay-Z, I can do anything. I
Yeah,
can do anything. And once you truly believe that, then it's not only that you like really can, but at least you feel confident doing it. At least you feel like, oh shit, I thought I could fly, god damn it, bump your head and shit, but she was confident. Um, and getting over that. So go ahead, boo. Threats and opportunities.
Threats and opportunities. Start with let's get the. I think kind of what you touched on, getting comfortable, um, and not really pushing myself to be more than what I am right now. So just being comfortable with where I am. Um, Opportunities. I definitely think my job right now, working with tech core, is an opportunity. But it's also kind of like a threat. Like I don't want to get
too
stuck.
comfortable.
Yeah, too comfortable stuck, and that's really being stuck is really a big fear of mine. Like I hate that. Like when you guys were talking about routines, I was like, no. Like I have a routine, but it's nothing like set in stone. Like
Yeah,
I know what I gotta do every day, but yeah. So in a threat, I feel like myself could be a threat. I can. sabotage the things that I have going on by getting in my head and overthinking. So, dang, that was a good question.
I
Well,
was. I think overthinking ruins a lot of things for a lot of people too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all we were telling me and Marshawn were telling the kids in our class, like we could walk up to them, ask them where does this cable go? They can point directly to it. They get to building the computers. They're asking me. I'm like they're frantic, asking me Marshawn like where's this cord go? I'm like I was like y'all gotta stop overthinking. Cause we just asked her where this cord went 2 minutes ago, and y'all told us easily. Like you know what I'm
right,
saying? Like type things like that, or like how you overthinking life, Marquette. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how does you overthink? Like I don't know if this is you, but you could be like I'm scared to do this because I might fail at it knowing that like
Mhm.
you're completely qualified to do it or like you're capable of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like overthinking can miss. It can make you that can, overthinking can truly make you miss a lot of opportunities in
yeah.
life.
But
Well,
the sad is, you said what?
what could it save you?
And that's what I was just about to say.
That's
Was
crazy to
like,
think about.
as much as as much as we despise it, like sometimes it's for the best.
Mhm.
Um, save you from something. All right, what we pushing on? What time is
You got like close to.
We had 2 hours. I think that's good with y'all.
it? Oh, all right, let's do one more and then we'll close it out.
Sounds good.
But will you got this one?
Pick one, killer. Let me see your tat. Leak show us tat.
Yeah, I did.
What was the meaning behind that tat?
You
See it?
see Pop's name. I just wanted so this part of my sleeve is gonna be dedicated to like my Egyptian type deal, where like I'm just paying attention. So we have the eye of Ra. So if it was the other eye, it would be the eye. The right eye is the eye of Ra, and y'all know Leo's sun shit. This is an ankh right here, in the middle, and then it has the wing. I just thought that should look dope as hell, and it ended up turning out really cool. And then I like how the dark tips match the dark lettering of Dad's
Oh
name.
yeah.
And then from there, I'm gonna fill in this with Egyptian shit, and then wrap this little blank around, wrap it all around to
That
like
wrist is
right in
gonna be
here,
something different.
fill in like. So yeah, new tat, new wing, kind of get. Y'all know that. You already know the next.
Neck piece is so
I just want
hard.
to get. I just want to be tatted, man.
Period.
Um, period for real.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's that. I try to pay attention to all those little things. Um, like
Since
the
we
ancient Egyptian shit at least. But go ahead.
um since we we touched on mental today, I'm gonna close out with what is stress and what causes me stress.
Okay. Stress in general, I like to think of as like friction, or pressure, or like, when something's overstressed, so it's about to snap. Something's overstressed, so it's about to break. And so that's like in the physical terms. But then, like when we talk about our personal stress, I think it's that. I think it's, either we're weighing something so heavily on our minds that it's literally messing with our heads, and it's like causing us to stress out. And when I say stress out, it just means like panic. It's a lapse in our mental space. um, that is what is stress. And what causes me stress is again where we get into this being too comfortable. Like I have to feel like I'm on go, 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 or I feel like I'm in life, or I feel like I'm not completing the day. Like, well, and just to say it, like when you plan your day out, watch how slow the day goes. Because it's like since you planned it, you put that intention behind it. Universe wants to give you that time to soak in those events that you plan for the day. And so I think it's that. It's like when I feel like I'm not reaching my potential, when I feel like I'm not giving, the most to myself, that really stresses me. When I feel like I'm not living on purpose or for purpose, I'm just living. In the end, someone told me because we were talking about the book, they're like, "Well, that's a toxic mentality." You know, they're like, if you feel like you can't just sit down and sit still and feel like you're worth it or you're valued because you have nothing, then it's like you're just chasing your tail. So,
Right. And I get told that all the time, like you don't ever sit down, like you're never. But it's because like I don't know what that is. Like
mm,
I don't know what it means to just like I couldn't imagine spending the all day in the house.
Yeah.
Like
It's
what I like
dreadful.
even if I have nothing planned, what even if I have nothing planned, I end up doing something. Like I end up
mm,
having the most day ever because like I just can't imagine just sitting still. Yeah. But yeah. Go ahead, Kim. What is stress and what causes you stress?
Uh, so I think stress is like it's one of those things where one I think I'm gonna say I hate to say I think stress is important because it kind of gives lights that fire under your butt, you know, to like tell you something's wrong. You know, usually when you're stressed out about something in your body, it's giving you a signal like to fix something. You know what I'm saying? So like you're stressed out about you sometimes you can't even pinpoint your stress. You know, you wake up just stressed. You're stressed out about bills. You know, it's pinpointing like it's kind of like that fire under your butt. You know, like okay, you need to do this, work more, work harder. You know what I'm saying? So like it gives you like it's a signal that goes off in your brain to tell you like hey I need this. And why I say it's so important is because if you didn't have stress in your life, you know, you wouldn't do shit with your life all day.
Right.
Right.
Like that's kind of how like I think me and Marcala or someone were talking about like I don't get we were saying like how Marcala's like I don't get people just sit around all day. Like stress tells you like listen, you're not doing shit with your life, get off your ass and go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like
And
whether it be like something like bill wise, something productive for yourself, things like that. Like you need to go do something because if you don't, you're not gonna do. You're gonna be in the same place in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel about school. Like I'd be stressed out about school, but like when I finish that semester, I'm like okay, I'm one step closer to getting my degree, one step closer to getting my
Right.
career. You know, shit like that. So
sure. It's like it feels like an opportunity thing for like as far as like when it tells you to move, it tells you to groove. Like those
yeah,
people who don't listen to that stress, you can tell because they haven't grown. They're
yeah.
still where they were, like you said, 10 years.
What do you think,
To
Mark?
the stress, boo boo.
What is stress? It's kind for me. Um, it's when I feel like I have 1,000 things going on that causes me to be 1,000 things going on and don't have enough time to hit all of them. That's what causes most stress. And then yeah, I think it's really that. Like when I think about what's stressing me out right now, and like cause I over I plan ahead or I don't want to say plan ahead, but I like Cam, I overthink everything. So then stuff that doesn't even matter right now, I'm thinking about, oh, well, I need this to end by next week, or I'm not gonna be able to do what I need to do. So like that stresses me out. Like everything that I need to move in a month, literally, that's stressing me out right now. But even though it doesn't really I actually can't say it doesn't matter because it does matter, and I'm running out of time.
Time flies
Yes,
by. That's what I was gonna
time
say. Like in your head, you like I got
stresses
time,
me
but you
out.
don't.
Time stresses me out. People stress me out.
Felt that one.
Um,
A lot of people.
a lot of people stress me out, and I get yeah.
Sure. Biggest thing though is yourself for real. And it's like put that pressure on other people, but it's like
No, it's me because
yeah.
it's kind of
But
like I shouldn't even allow them to like affect me that much, but do so. It all falls back on me.
it's the quote, "Don't wish things were easier, wish you were better" type deal. You know?
Mhm.
Absolutely love that. Just in that sense where if you're capable of handling that, only you are gonna stress yourself out type deal. Boo boo, please end us with your sponsorship.
Oh, so a special shout out to Jay Motivate. He's coming to Oakland, Ohio, July 2nd, and he's hosting a football camp. Please tap in with him. It's gonna be posted on my social media. Um, posted today or tomorrow.
I'll post a
Come
link
out
too
at
if you want
that
me to.
time. Yes, yes, please. LA Chargers wide receiver Jace Too Smooth will be back in Oberlin, Ohio, his hometown, and giving back to the kids. Yep.
Shout out, shout out, shout out.
Great
I hope that's
opportunity.
a great event. Yep, I hope y'all are both there. I'm excited to see how that turns out. Wish I could be there for it. But yeah,
Who's
without further ado,
You'll be there
I
for
know, I know, I wish. Man, I just been trying to figure out, like you said, the moving thing been stressing me out. I gotta move in September. Trying to get
it.
my own crib. That's a lot. They talking about 1,800. Lord,
Sheesh.
For
Nigga about to be
yourself?
living in his
Lord.
car like that one nigga, huh?
Man, but that's what I'm saying. Like, where I feel where my back is against the wall now is like I feel like I owe myself to kind of give myself a space where I feel like I deserve.
Yeah, for
Where
sure.
like I feel like the place I want to check out today is exposed ceiling with like the little vent and like what I'm saying, it was a studio, had a balcony looking over the city. I'm like, yo, like
You deserve that.
this what I what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
1800, like it sounds whatever, but it's like
it's
trying
worth
to
it.
trying to move and progress towards that for sure.
What's
Um
crazy though? I guess I want to add because when you said back against the wall, I kind of like that though.
It
yeah,
forces you to do it.
Having, yeah, having that pressure and having because I think it shows what I'm capable of pulling
yeah,
myself out. So like, I always talk about complain about being stressed out, but I always say it like I'm always stressed out, but I'm gonna get through it or I'm gonna handle it, and I like that.
right. And that's the thing too is like we procrastinate so that we feel like, we crunch time, we got it, we did it. But then again, like
Right,
what if you'd have did the work before? Then you could have been
right,
ahead. But it's like that doesn't give you the same feeling as hitting a buzzer beater as you blowing them out in the third quarter.
right. Like hit
So,
a buzzer beater. Oh well, y'all been winning the whole quarter.
oh God,
Well,
like
we can't relate, but
I've been down bad, but watch me hit everything that I have planned for myself. Like, yeah.
bro, and it's about that plan. It's about putting those thoughts in there. What do you want? Write it down. Steve Harvey said, write a list of 300 things and scratch them off as they come. I wrote 300 things, and they just come. Like they just not like it just flows into your life because you put it in. Not tomorrow, guys, because like we said, tomorrow's gone. Next year's already gone in some aspects of your life if you're not making the right choices. So write down those things and watch how in the future coming years they kind of manifest for you. Another great episode, number 5 in the zone wrapped up. Appreciate y'all. Time flew by because it's always a great time.
appreciate everyone that tuned in today. And like I said, we will have those businesses. We'll have them plugged in the description for the YouTube video. We appreciate everyone that tunes in, everyone that joins the club. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the zone is a safe place to be, safe place to have good conversations. We like the family we're building here. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
we appreciate it.
I'm sure it's nothing but family that's in here anyway. So moving forward, hope they continue to tap in. And then yeah, we'll talk about this afterward. But shout out J Motivate, shout out Corporate Smoke, and shout out to R. Please go check them out. Support those black businesses. One love, y'all.
Y'all have a good night, man. See y'all next Monday.